Hello, and today is Thursday, the 12th of October. I think it's a Thursday. We haven't got Schizo
yet.
Yeah. I've called him, I've messaged him. I don't really know what else to do. So as usual, Let's Throw Out is the usual disappointment. We are joined by Andrew.
Hello.
Let's Throw Out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. My little zombie loving elf. Oh, look at him. Yep, you got lovely titties. Well done, Tony. And of course, everyone's favourite curry flavoured kitten.
Hello.
And myself, Brighton till I fly, or Jack. And I know. I've tried. He did say okay to me. I don't know what happened. All we can do is wait. But anyway, we've got the main attraction anyway, Currykitten. How is little Masala and Tika or Vindaloo? I know one of them's Masala.
No, the only live one named after Curry now is Poppadom, and she's all right. And the dog is Roshi, which technically isn't a curry, but it is a foodstuff.
What, and Roshi?
Roshi. It's a Maldivian flatbread. You can dip it in curry, so it kind of counts.
I love how you just name stuff, like food. You just go through the menu, and then when you run out, you're going to start going numbers. Like this is number 72.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't. It has been a quiet week. We're no longer joined by NJ, and NJ's got a chest infection, and AndyRC's doing a load of work, or he's hiding. He's gone into exile. What's gone on? Why have they got crappy goggles? And why does everyone hate everyone?
It's slightly suspicious that they both posted negative reviews and suddenly they're not available anymore. It's like they've been taken out. The goggle police have got them.
What the hell? Oh my god! What goggles are they?
Truth about the goggles. What are they called? Sky something?
I can't remember. They were the bright shiny red ones, which looked really cool in the pictures, and then didn't show up very well. And they got built with a backwards installed fat sharp module, which you couldn't install most things in there easily, or put diversity modules in, and there's stacks of light leakage. Not very good.
This is the Top Sky FX7 goggles.
He's got it.
That's it.
Link.
AndyRC, and I'll put a link to NJ's video, because both NJ and AndyRC got their hands on a set of these each and reviewed them, and yeah, they weren't too impressed.
Yeah. Andy is in the chat. He's still alive. He hasn't been taken out. That's good news.
He is alive.
Yay!
I think apparently there's quite a lot of people who put them on order, and then NJ and Andy told the truth, and I don't think Sky whatever were very happy. But it's like telling the truth is good, isn't it?
I don't. Yeah.
Currykitten tells the truth. He gets quads, turns up and says, "Look, this is a lot of crap. I've got to fix this, this, and this."
Yeah, just tell the truth. It depends, though. It's like, obviously there's a bit of a worry, I think, amongst reviewers that if you give a scathing review, it obviously might cut down on your review stuff somewhat. But I gave a terrible review to one of this thing called a Lanchi 76, where it all fell apart. And the people that sent it was, I think it's a company called rcmoment.com. They still posted it up on their website for some reason, with me saying this is crap, don't buy it. So,
oh my god,
Jack, what are you holding up?
Oh, I present to everyone. I can't. There you go.
We can kind of sign. What does it say? We can't really read it.
3 p.m. if you're still in Atlanta. Can you make it? Okay. Hang on. Here you go.
So he might come on, Schizo.
Yeah, I did call him. Hang on. I don't know what to do. I feel like everyone's very disappointed. And me and Tony are like, we're hungry, so we're like, I know.
Very hungry.
It has been a quiet week. Also, Currykitten, I am a member of the Bixler 2 owners now. I've just got to put a receiver in it, thanks to Painless 360.
Can you fly that though, Jack? Because it's not just a wing. You've got a rudder on there as well. You got to deal with.
Yeah, I know. Like, I've got no idea what I'm doing. I really worry I'm going to destroy it. But that is why Dan Upton now owns a Tyrannus, so that we can. Yeah, totally, man. I can't be trusted.
You can completely ignore the rudder on those.
Can you?
Really?
What's
yeah.
Like just
it's got enough dihedral, which it just keep itself going, and you can fly them, just yank and bank them if you want to. Sometimes I forget there's a rudder there, and other times when I'm flying a wing, I'm trying to put rudder in and nothing's happening. It's highly confusing.
I miss rudders, like, you know, definitely. I always sort of, try and put a bit of rudder on a wing, and it never. You really do. It throws me. It really does throw me. Like, but there's no way. Is there a way to do it? Put a little.
You can always put a mix in if you want to.
Yeah.
Just mix the rudder and Veiler on, and it'll turn quicker.
I suppose.
I'm going to do a shout out to our people in the chat, the normal lads, which is Zero in the chat. Al Swishy, Striker as always. HBI is in there as well. Hi, HBI guy. We've got who else? We've got Mikey Dreads in the chat. Richie Rich is in the chat. Who else we got?
We got loads of goodies.
Matakala, if that's how you say it. Richard Smythe. Hello, bruv. Superfly. We've got loads of people in the chat, so thanks for joining us. We're hoping Green Patch is in there too. I've just seen you. Hi, mate. We're hoping Schizo come on, but we've still got the famous Currykitten here, so
even I'm disappointed to see me instead of Schizo.
Really? Yeah. Well, me and Tony had a bit of a deal where we weren't going to ask Skits any questions. Like that was the whole idea, and like if one of us accidentally did, the other would call one out on it, and just make Schizo just have a normal chat, and like hopefully like the pre-chat, if he was here, we were going to be like, right, so you've got to ask Currykitten a load of questions, like you're the superstar. I thought it'd be quite funny, but I don't. He's absolutely useless. I don't even know who to text to be like, can you call him?
Well, it can roll on. Excuse me, till next week anyway.
Yeah. Yes, Tony.
I was going to say something, but I can.
Stop playing with that light, man. It's doing my head in. He's got like a little torch thing, and you just see it flash. You do.
It's not. It's over here.
It's not. Oh, sorry. Maybe it's aliens.
Is it the lights in the window behind me? I don't know.
I want a JB shirt. Schizo Kitten. My Bixler is in bits at the moment. Oh man, it scares the living shit out of me. I have bought a bonsai, and that's going to be my normal wing. And then the big Texubo, I'm going to put iNav on. It's just like I would like to have a decent flying wing, right? You know, a normal one where it can't go wrong.
I've just had redone.
No. Oh no! Windows restart required. Restart your device outside active hours. Oh my god! I can't touch anything. I can't see the bottom of the chat. Go away! No! Oh no!
What is the point of that?
I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm just gonna ignore it and hope it doesn't go away. If I disappear, you know why.
Don't you just have to say, leave this for later?
No, there was no button for that.
Oh.
Just put me in settings.
I thought you were doing this on a Mac. You've gone back to Windows.
Yeah,
What do you expect?
Yeah, I know. Oh man.
Mikey Drake said, Jack, Bixers are so mellow, they are great for FPV.
You had a Sky, was a Skywalker, a Sky Hunter?
Who,
Tony.
me?
Yeah, Tony.
I got given it and then I gave it to Dan.
That was awesome to fly.
I think has he still got it?
Yeah, he gave me a go, and I could only describe. He had like one of those ridiculous lenses that were like, it was like a thin pancake, like really super wide angle, and you screw it onto it. It's something that you'd put in an elevator to be able to see the whole elevator because it's so small. And we were flying it, and like the whole of Hidden Valley was this round Earth. Tony wouldn't have agreed with it. And we were flying it in like ridiculous wind. And you know, you're just trying to keep it close, but you were just so high up, man. It was and that was my first ever flying a fixed wing thing. And I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified.
Really? Because I found them so much more relaxing than quads. Because, you know, with quads, you feel like I'm fighting gravity all the time. It wants to drop like a brick. With a plane, it's
not if
like,
you put air mode on.
I just want to sort of drift around. And you're not sort of like, oh my God, I've already had 3 minutes. I'm going to have to land soon. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
was going to say, my mini Talon, I land because I'm bored, 50 minutes, and I was like, oh, there's nothing else to do now. I'll come back down, shall I?
50 minutes, your fat shark goggles are beeping, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
I know, like. Oh my God, man. I'm surprised you could find your way home. Do you know what I mean? Like, the seasons have changed and everything looks different. And the sun's gone down. What was it going to say? Yeah, I suppose you didn't do the bell end thing of like flying in really high wind with like a big model that just lifts and away it goes.
We've done some dodgy flights before, especially in wings where you think they can handle it a bit more, but you suddenly realise, like, I'll just go down there and have a look at stuff, and you're like 2 kilometers down in like 20 seconds, and you turn round and you're going along, and then you suddenly notice your OSD says you're going further away from yourself, so you're actually flying backwards because of the wind. That's quite interesting.
Oh no,
I've done that before. Go out and trying to fly forwards, and you're actually going backwards. That's what happened last time I flew my my wing. Yeah, it was just sitting there like that. I was going, I can't really go anywhere.
It's quite interesting because I think I'm making progress. It says I'm doing 10 kilometers an hour, and then you realise it's going further away.
There was a couple of people who, no, it was one guy who lost his. I might have a little look for it. He lost his Mavic from that. I lost
what, free wind?
Mavic. Yeah, flew it and didn't think about the wind. Yeah, here we go. Goodbye, Mavic Pro, I think. Hang on. Copy.
That sounds like a song. Goodbye, Mavic Pro.
Yeah, like, oh man. Yeah, here we go. Flew on half a battery and stuff. But if you ever want to watch someone who has got what I can only describe as the biggest bollocks ever, is this guy called Gareth Slayer, I think.
Hi BMF Web in the chat. What's up, Paul?
Sayer, I think. YER. Oh man, I can hear myself, man. Quick fly over Lewis. Oh my God, man. Like, this guy has got such big balls. I think. No, it's not the right video. Oh man, it was. Oh,
I've seen Currykitten. He's got big kahunas. I've seen him do a long range flight with what was it? What was you using on that Currykitten when you went quite far?
I did the Bixler 2 to 5K a couple of times, which that's kind of interesting because the stock motor in a Bixler 2 is like really weak, so you kind of baby it out all the way, and it's like, is this going to last? And you sort of glide it back again. And I was kind of being chased by a rainstorm as well, trying to outfly that. Although I don't think that's not the public one. That's the other 5K one.
Can you give us a little sample?
No, because it's not on YouTube for a good reason.
No.
Sunday's in the chat. Hello, mate.
I know, like, you're gonna have to email me that later. So,
no, there was just a slight vague incident with a microlight on the way back. That's all. But he was in our airspace.
You've already said way too much.
This is all allegedly stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Oh, that is hilarious, man. I mean, Tony, you've done some crazy stuff. I mean, that roundabout video you showed me, where you flew from
that was quite far, and
with a Phantom 2. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, I don't view you with big bollocks. I view you as you were an idiot back then, man. Like,
thanks. Yeah, well, I'm an idiot now, obviously, in your eyes, but yeah.
I know. No.
Oh, yeah, the Phantom 2, I turned the FCC little thing in the back right up and went quite far. It's like 2.5 miles. I had to take it down because someone commented on the video.
Just so you could see it, and your spotter was there the whole time.
Yeah, he was like that.
Following no, I know you did. I know you did.
You say this, but we were at one of the meets one time and doing some night flying, and one of the guys there, and I mean, you talk about big balls. This guy visited, do you know this place, Sealand, out 13 miles into the sea. There's these guys that have said, this is my country, Sealand. He flew out there in his wing, and he was like at sort of 50 meters.
Isn't that an act of terrorism?
He was attacking, but he went out to this. There's this sort of big tower that's about 9.5 kilometers out at night, and he was on like 1.2 and stuff. But he flicked his LEDs on out there, which were all running off 4S, and we could see them from 9 kilometers away. Wow. It was that bright. It's just this like a UFO out there. It's amazing. So we had line of sight, not a problem, surely.
No.
Yeah, but at night. Doesn't work. Oh man, Andy, have you tried your tiny try yet? I don't know whether he's got it.
He said he hasn't got it yet.
No, have you already done your Hellfire motor?
Yeah, I did that last week.
Is it still holding together?
I don't know. I haven't flown it yet.
Oh man, that sucks.
I've just been flying on the new Velocidrone. That's pretty much all I've been flying on. Just installing that and playing on that pretty much since Monday when it came out or whenever it was.
Man, I know.
Can we find a video of the 9K 9K out? Is that possible, Currykitten, anywhere?
Sorry, say again. I was looking at the chat and I wasn't listening. Quite honestly. Say again, Tony.
Don't worry, I don't listen to him either.
That is absolutely fair enough. I just said, is there any video evidence of the 9K flight or anything about at all? Do you know?
No, I can speak to the independent witness. I don't think it was there, and I can't remember. Who was? I know who it was, and he always kept his stuff kind of off YouTube a little bit, and didn't really publicise the fact what he was doing because it's pretty long range stuff, and it was pretty sort of low. I'll have to have a look around, see if we can find you the link.
Oh man,
some stuff.
Turnigy 9X, new ones come out. Any opinions? Hashtag what's the point?
Haven't seen it. I just read in a chat that HPI is not going to the Nats, which is sad. I'm not either, but there you go. But he's a big name at the Nats, and he's looked like he's not going.
How can you not go? Aren't you like part of the So Solid crew, Mr. HPI guy? What is it? X-Blades. Don't you have to like travel as a crew?
I don't think he's in X-Blades.
I thought he was. I saw him in X-Blades. And I still can't believe his legs still.
No, I know.
Oh, you poor little bugger. Has anyone tried the Fat Shark Transformers with the binocular viewer? No, we haven't. Oh, you didn't pay the £10 to the BR FPVA. Oh, and he left X-Blades.
Oh, so he was in X-Blades. But my apologies, I didn't know he was.
Yeah, well, I remember it from Dubai. Everyone was in X-Blades, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like a 43 strong team or something.
I know, yeah. That's what I mean. It was like So Solid crew. Or is that right?
They only had 12.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the point. Yeah, I know. Question: do you guys have blades, babies, and kids? And if so, how do you manage to keep up with the reviewing? Since our little ones arrived, I've struggled to find the time. No, simple as me and Tony intolerable, and Andy only does Eastern European girls. It's very fussy, very fussy. Very fussy man.
I really need to get drunk for my own protection on these shows.
Yeah, I know. Totally.
You need a T-shirt with "I'm drunk for my own protection" written on it. We seriously need.
He's like, "Are you bilingual?" She says no. He's like, "Out of my face!" It just pushes them away.
Someone asked earlier in the chat if someone won the T-shirt. Did anyone win it?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Was I meant to do something?
Yeah,
where's the videos?
Send it to someone, you idiot.
I know. I should.
Well,
I tried to
post the videos in the comments, and I ignored them.
Do it again, Jack. What even was it? Can you even remember?
I don't know. Just
so go back to last week's video and post a link to your
that week or something.
Yeah. First person to write Tony's a bum hole on last week's episode gets a XL shirt. There you go. Go find last week's video, write Tony's a bum hole, and make sure you actually want an extra large shirt. This one is made by Continental, so it's extra soft. I paid extra for mine.
People are putting it in the chat now, not
Tony's a bum hole. On last video, don't just write
when this goes on SoundCloud, you know you're.
I'm not allowed to say bum hole. Bum's not offensive. Hole's not offensive.
This is going to be called Tony's a bum hole on SoundCloud, isn't it?
Currykitten, what else have you been reviewing?
This is why
you've got a life. We haven't.
I'm going to mute and go and get another beer because I don't like being called that.
This UAV 105, which broke the horrible curse that I seem to have about everything breaking as soon as I try and review it. This worked really well, but it is pretty expensive, unfortunately. But it does
how much are you talking?
I think it was like $190 or something. So it's like,
what's that in old money?
I don't know.
What, English money?
It's like 150 quid or something. So it's like about 50 quid more than your normal micro.
Yeah.
But it does have a Runcam Micro Swift already in it. And it flew really well. You do have to put a receiver in as well.
What did you go for? The XM?
It's an XM Plus, actually, because that's all I had lying around.
I know, man. You've had to like fix everything. No, Digby Dan says 180, and Scotty FPV says I love that quad. So
it is nice, but it's like Banggood sent it to review. So what I didn't mention in the review is you can get it cheaper on GearBest, and you can get it for the same price with the receiver in it on GearBest, which is pretty good. But it's good because everybody. I don't know if you guys are flying these things yet, are you? You've come down to kind of sort of 3-inch ones, but not the micros. But the difference between putting one of these little micro Swifts in versus those all-in-one cameras is like literally night and day, especially as we get in sort of dimmer weather and it's all, a bit crappy. Those little all-in-one cameras just can't handle it. It's awful. But micro Swift, awesome. Brilliant. I'm going to try and get out and fly that some more.
I've upgraded to the Runcam Swift 2 in this. And I haven't tried it yet. I haven't gone out flying. AndyRC, everyone.
Hello. I thought I'd join because I was just enjoying listening to you guys too much. I was like, I want to be a part of this. Is that okay?
Thank God. Yeah, me and Tony are flagging. Like,
is there no one to moderate?
Oh God, man, we're so hungry. Like, I just want to talk about food.
Currykitten's got a question.
I know. It doesn't help he's named after food. It just makes it worse.
I love curry and I love kittens.
Man, I just chips and some curry, anything, man. I am so hungry. Like,
I'm uploading a video, so my video might be a bit rubbish. So that's where I've been. I've been editing and doing a video, and so I thought with a lot of you guys on, because I thought skit. So I maybe wasn't needed, and I was doing editing and stuff. But
you're always needed, Andy.
Well, I was watching. I was just like, yeah, this is too much fun. So that's your problem now, because you gave me the link, so I can just join whenever I want.
Yeah, totally.
Do whatever.
Ched, how do you clean the grass off quads? I use a bit of isopropanol and a toothbrush.
I use baby wipes and a toothbrush.
Toothbrushes all round.
Yeah,
I just leave mine to get dirty. So
yeah, but
I don't fly mine enough to worry about it.
You're international. Curry isn't a food; it's a spice and/or flavour. Damn it! By the way, our Fishy wins the thing. He was the first person to write "Tony's a bumhole."
Thanks for that.
So
on last week's video.
Yeah, he's just done it now, 3 minutes ago. So yeah, you've got me on Facebook, mate. Just send me your address. There you go.
We've got a lot of guys in the chat. You know, there's 50 people watching, and we've got HPI guy in the chat. We've got BMS Web. We've got Droning on in the chat. So
yeah,
YouTube.
I know, but
and he asked, Curry, is the Earth flat? What's your statement on the argument? What do you think, Currykitten?
Well, he's not an idiot.
Didn't we do this last time? This isn't really an argument, is it? It's like it's not flat, except for people that are a bit dense about this.
It's a segment, Tom. It's a segment.
It's a segment. Your opinion. There you go, Sunday.
No, it's not an opinion. There's a difference between fact and opinion.
Okay. All right.
In your opinion, there is.
Who's slightly pissed off that they've released the new gimbals for the Tyrannus that are less throws, are more like the old sticks? I'm really annoyed.
Why were you annoyed?
I never changed.
Because they feel completely different to the old sticks, and I had the old sticks so long, it's like less throw.
Are you talking about the red ones, Jack?
Yeah, the red ones. Yeah.
So NJ did a thing on it. He really likes them. Basically, like, it's less throw is good if you've got small hands, because you don't have to reach as far. And I think NJ picked up that he really.
Not gonna help that Goliath, is it?
Yeah, I like the little amount of movement, the less calories I burn.
Yeah, but you need the opposite of that, you idiot.
No. Tony's calling me fat. We talked about this. This is bullying.
Okay, I'm sorry. You just called me a bumhole or something.
I burn 1 million calories just from the stress of it. Like, if when flying, the sticks are the least of the problem. It's what's going through my mind, what my eyes are seeing, that gets the calories burning for me.
Oh,
I don't know about you.
What, the stress of coming on
the stress of flying FPV and not crashing into anything, that burns millions of calories for me every second. I lose like a stone in sweat after flying. Maybe that's just me.
You're good, man. Have you done any videos of your own, like, freestyle stuff or anything like that? Any just tricks to music or anything?
Me or Currykitten?
Yeah, you, Andy. Sorry.
No, I haven't really. Some people say, I mean, it depends. Some people say I'm an okay pilot, and a lot of people say I'm terrible. So I don't know. I sort of I think I can fly enough to do reviews and say for the average person, this is worth getting, this isn't worth getting. But I would never put myself on a sort of level of like Mr. Steele or any of the Road to Riot guys. I think a lot of the flying that I do, I started with planes. So when I fly a quadcopter, I'm not into all this sort of smooth flow, they call it, don't they? For me, I like to do like precision maneuvers. So like, I like to do 4-point rolls, which is stuff that you do with planes and wings, and I don't think that sits with a lot of people. I think a lot of people like the smooth sort of, almost as like it's dancing in the air. But for me, I do very snappy maneuvers. So,
but then that would be a good video if you uploaded something like that and put it to music.
Another problem, Tony, about me. Yeah, I could do that. I kind of thought you meant like maybe a tutorial, but I fly mode 1, you see. So as Jack's pointed out loads of times. It's what's the
it
point?
depends how far north you are. You're like, it's mode 2, and then you get to a certain area.
I keep telling you, it doesn't count mode 1. You're holding it upside down.
Why is it called number 1 then? Wouldn't it be called mode 2 if it was?
Because Northerners can't count that far.
David in the chat, Mr. Rocket Knife's in the chat. Does anyone want to do a rocket knife? Anyone want to shout out? Do a rocket knife?
David, I'm sending you a link. You don't have to join, but if you do, please come on.
I couldn't believe how well David controlled that helicopter when that.
I know it was proper square. It was just...
if anyone's ever tried to just hover a helicopter like without a gyro or anything like that and get it in one place at all, it's incredible. So the fact that he managed to get the huge knife cut straight through it.
Katana, yeah, we got to stop calling it a knife. And also, why didn't he record Rocket Katana?
Yeah. That was beautiful to look at. Did you see the slow-mo when it's just sort of spinning there in the air?
Yeah. I loved it.
He'd line it up perfectly, didn't he?
I loved that he had the battery in the canopy, and you could watch the battery just exit
Spin.
out. Yeah, that was amazing.
Do you know, like, what I'm worrying is who gets the 7 years bad luck? Is it his brother from pressing the switch, or is it the bit of the helicopter?
Or is it every single person who watches the video?
Oh yeah, and the bad luck's distributed. I don't know. Yeah. It depends. So now we've got to do the god awful thing of betting on who's going to die first, David or his brother.
Well, I was going to then ask Currykitten, did you get your 105 that broke your streak of bad luck before or after watching that video? Is it like the reverse for you? Yeah. You've gone like so far bad luck that you then got good luck in getting that quad.
Which video? What, the Rocket Katana one, or the
Yeah, has he watched it, or has he just sat here for the last 10 minutes being like, I don't know what these guys are on about?
No, I watched it. No, that didn't break it. I already had it, so I can't blame that.
Oh,
but, normal luck. This is the reason for the Top Sky goggles. I think so, because I've got the next video is making about like run cam split : I give up now. Which is I just can't get this. I've got this quad here, and this was flying fine with a little, again, another micro swift was in there, and I thought, I'll just swap it over for the split, and that'd be fine. And so I flew it, and it had some jello, and I was like, that's a pain, isn't it? And I thought, rather than go, because I'm the world's laziest tuner. It's like default PIDs. They should just work if you've got decent gear. And if they don't, I'm like, this is rubbish. So I put some rubber washers in, and that made it a bit better. And then it's like, it still wouldn't work. So like, right, I'm upgrading to Betaflight 3.2. And I did the whole dynamic filters, and turned that filter off. And that still wasn't good. And I landed a load of times and did some tuning. And then I changed the props, and I put that where you can do adjustments in the air. So I'm flying along, literally watching the D values change, the adjustment stuff. So you can fly along, flick a switch, it goes beep beep beep. There's a twitch on the motors basically, and it's like, right, that's it, forget it. I'm fed up now. We're taking it out and we're replacing it. So that's major fail until I put it in a quad where it will work. Smooth quad.
Schizo just said he's had an emergency situation, and I just said, I hope you're okay. Next week is fine.
Because I've come on, Jack. That's what it is. That's why I was.
That's the emergency.
Yeah, only one pretty boy a show. That's it. None of this. No offense, Currykitten. Yeah, only one tight t-shirt wearing. Hat wearing guy.
I'm offended.
No, I know. How is anyone else? No, you can scroll down. It should do, or scroll all the way to the top of the chat. Click the little blue arrow, and it will take you back down. I only came to see Schizo. I know he's free tonight, apparently. If you want, but I said next week's fine. I know.
I think that we'll schedule it for next week. If he's had an emergency, then you know, Sorry to everyone who's tuned in for Skip.
Sorry, people. It was clickbait all along.
I know, like, I feel so bad.
It feels like that now, but
life happens, man.
Yeah.
You know, look at Andy. You actually hated because of the goggle review. Have you received more death threats?
No, not really. It was just it was just
Tell us what happened.
Yeah. So like these goggles came up on Banggood, and you know, I think everyone in the hobby is waiting for something to take Fat Shark off the top, because Fat Shark are expensive, and even though they're at the top of the game, there's a lot wrong with Fat Sharks that we're not happy with. Like just simple things like Fat Sharks can't switch between aspect ratios, and they're called the HD, and they're not HD. So these Top Sky goggles were listed and on paper looked fantastic. They're like a 720p LCOS, so liquid crystal on silicon display, so like ultra clear. They accept 5.8 gigahertz modules from Fat Shark goggles, but then it turned up and just everything wasn't quite right, and I think I had something like 200 pre-orders. So I got them and I spent an entire day with them, went through everything individually, and basically went on RC groups and just said it's not good news from what I've got. You know, it's got a built-in DVR, and oh, it's David.
Hey!
I should be quiet now because
no, it's fine.
No. Yeah, keep going. It was interesting.
Oh, okay. So anyway, it got a built-in DVR. The DVR runs at half speed. So I did a 5-minute flight, and the file came out as a 11-minute flight. If you use an NTSC camera, then it recorded nothing. If you use the PAL camera, it worked, but it cut the bottom off the screen on the DVR. So basically, on paper it looked great, but it wasn't ready. And people who pre-ordered it, I think, wanted to defend. That said, like, that me and NJ gave a review that was too harsh, and we were.
Gave a real review. I watched both of your reviews.
Yeah, I think
you're saying, look, this is the problem.
But what I don't want to happen is, so clearly what happened is they were sent out before they were ready, and I always want to give a company a chance. And I think what they're doing, when I actually took mine apart to the point where they don't work anymore, and what they're doing is completely different to Fat Shark.
Send them to Currykitten. It saves him, just cuts the middleman out. If he ordered them, they're not going to work anyway. So he's no better off.
So
actually,
anyways,
hit them with a hammer and then send it.
So like I thought I gave a balanced review. The problem is that the only good thing about it was that if you plugged in the HDMI in a very specific way, you got great video coming from your computer, and that's all I could take away from it. And I think people who pre-ordered it, you know, thought that maybe I didn't look at any positive aspects, but there was only one positive from it. But what I will say is they're doing something about it. I believe that they've delayed shipping. They're gonna supposedly fix these issues before they send any more out. So
well, then you've done a good job, haven't you?
Yeah.
You're the unsung hero.
It was quite stressful, and like I was listening to you guys earlier, you definitely, I hate receiving a bad product, because I think, you know, when you think, oh, someone's put work into that, someone's put a lot of work into that, and you're criticizing it, but then you've got on the other hand, you've got the customers who aren't going to be very happy that your DVR doesn't work and that there's all sorts of problems with it. So you have to be honest, but I'm not sure whether I'll get to check out the updated version because of what I said. But then
look, you're doing it for the people. The people want to know the truth. You know, when you watch reviews, you don't want, if you lied and said, "Oh, these are booming great."
Yeah.
You know,
do you know what's funny though, Tony? Because I've got like I get to try all of the goggles, and I wish it wasn't the case that the Fat Sharks are the best, but they just are.
They still are, yeah.
So I was getting accused of working for Fat Shark and things like that, which obviously I don't.
Mate, look, people are gonna hate no matter what you do, but just always tell the truth, because it will always be the best.
It was probably the only time that I was completely exhausted after it all, and I was like, I've had enough of drones and FPV for a day or so. So I'd taken a couple of days off. But anyway.
Good. Like, look, I respect you for being honest. Like, if you saw Tony's penis and told me it was bigger.
No, don't go there. Don't go there. Oh, not again.
That it actually was.
Sorry, David.
every time.
I would be disappointed. I wouldn't speak to you.
It's always in. Like, can we like mute that idiot?
Yeah, you can. I told you can. Anytime. Look, people come on here and find out that you're real. Do you know what I mean? AndyRC, you tell the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard for that to come across, and everyone's biased because everyone's got their own
agenda,
and everyone's got their own. This is what I like, sort of thing. So, but you know, yeah,
people in the chat,
like Frank.
People in the chat are bigging you up. Look, good on you, AndyRC. Proper way to review. Blah blah blah. That's you've got to do it. You've got to tell the truth.
Yeah.
What's the point of lying? You know.
Yeah.
To the people who watch.
I think you've got to be balanced. But when something has got so many negatives, how can you say, well, it's got this, and this that's good about it? It had one good thing about it, and that was the screens. Everything else. There's no good.
I don't know why they don't just send these before they like publish. Oh, we've got a goggle. Why don't they just send them to people like you, Jay, whoever, and then you can say, right, this needs changing, this needs change it. Send it back. Send them your video review, and then or get people like you to help. So,
well, I think because it's China, there's definitely a language barrier there, and I think possibly Top Sky may have sent these goggles to Banggood to say this is what we're working on, but instead they sent it out as an actual product, and I think maybe but who knows? You know, there's still speculation, but that's the impression that I get from what happened.
As soon as you give a sort of weak, like, you know, happy clappy, you know, everything's good review, and then people find out that product isn't as good and that you're biased.
Yeah, your channel's dead.
Yeah, your reviews are meaningless.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't trust you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are cases. There are cases when I've received a product and it's been great, and then what got sent out was different than what I was sent. And then that makes you look biased and stupid. But what can you do? You can only describe what you've got, you know. So that's what I do, and you know, you just have to try your best.
I think in the case of those goggles, it was probably all those pre-orders.
Yeah, that's
that
what
people took a chance on, and as soon as they get a couple of reviews, it's like, oh, we really feel angry about this now, and you're to blame because you're telling us about it. But I don't think people realise that as sort of reviewers, I think we're all sort of like, oh, I really hope this is fantastic, because you want to have fun with it, and you want to have a great time.
Of course,
getting something bad is always stressful because A, people aren't going to like it. B, the people that supplied it aren't going to particularly like it. But
yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah,
I'd rather have the truth than a bullshit review.
Yeah. I mean, what do you do? Do you send the video to them before, and you're like, you know, do you really want this going out? Fix your product if it's that bad.
I don't do that really, unless it's something that's been sent as a pre-release that you can't buy yet. Otherwise, if you can buy it, then someone's going to get it, and at the time you could buy it. So this is what I got, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that the guy I talked to at Banggood actually watches my videos, because I used to say this had some problems and this happened, and then it's sort of, oh, that's bad. But these days I just say, if it's a bad review, I say, I've got the review up, here's the link. And then he'll reply saying, your best one ever, thanks. Or something like that. So I'm not convinced, but that works for me and it works for him. So
You see, what people don't realize about these big companies based in China, Hobby King, you know, Banggood, GearBest, whatever. They don't really care so much about the product as they care about their brand.
Oh no, sorry. We've got we got trolls. Apparently, we can watch naked girls right now on
the internet.
Where? Girls now on Trinity.
Ban Trinity. Trinity's a hoe.
Look, I like HBI
Sorry.
guy who said I have had the product sent to me that worked well and I have had no problems with. However, when it went to mass production, the QC went down and they become rubbish, and I felt like a liar. Yeah, there is that as well, isn't there?
It happens. It happens, but more often than not, like people assume that people who review stuff get sent like vetted stuff. In the majority of the time, it's sent to me and it's got problems. You know, so
yeah, I definitely don't feel I've got vetted stuff. I think I get the QC rejects.
Yeah.
Hey, could you fix this? And then tell everybody else how you fixed it, and then we can just ship it out as it is.
Yeah, I've got a conspiracy about that. I think a lot of the stuff I get were returns. Yeah.
Really? Oh my god.
Yeah.
What?
Can I just ask a question? What is next for what is next? Sorry, for Rocket Knife.
Sorry.
What's next?
It's really difficult because it's like you're listening to the show and you're not here. Okay.
You just don't like the delay. That's the only reason you joined.
I'm happy that you actually listen to the show.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Okay. Next thing, we're doing art tomorrow. We did a shoot last weekend where we took 4 spray cans, put them on the table, and waited until it got dark, put LEDs on the knife, put sparklers next to all the, we put like 4 canvases up, and lit the sparklers, shut off the knife, and the whole thing just exploded. And the artwork turned out beautiful, the ones that didn't burn up.
Sweet.
It was great.
Are you selling them? Are you selling the art?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they're turning out pretty good. So we might sell a couple to fund the next season or whatever happens next year.
What are those little crisp packets on the back wall, or is it?
Oh, that's Funyuns.
Funyuns.
Yeah, it's American snack that a friend sent.
Oh man, I've still got the peanut crisps and everything. I'm saving them. I know.
For what?
Oh, it's just a bad day.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can tell the other guys. Yeah, I brought Swedish candy to Jack when I visited.
So good.
All them Swedish fish and stuff.
Oh man, the pink little sweets, man. You know the
mushrooms,
Rocher ones. Yeah, and the messed up mistake reject
marshmallows.
Yeah,
those are good ones.
What are they called?
Sockerbitar.
So someone got the recipe wrong for marshmallows, and
they're like, it's close enough.
Yeah.
And started selling them, and they're really good.
Oh man, it's a bit morbid, but I'd love to see the flying stuffed drone cat. Yeah, I know. Orville, he wanted to fly with the birds. I know I do. I want to stroke him. I know it's a bit thing, but he's always been a hero of mine.
The flying dead cat.
Yeah, guys, we've made it, man. Do you know what I mean? We had someone's looked at our video, like our live stream, and was like, they've got enough people in the chat to put some porn up, and 1 or 2 people have been upset that it got deleted. Michael Dredd, if you don't post in the chat within the next 30 seconds, I think you've got distracted, my friend. Also, for anyone who's in the UK and has Dave, don't forget Red Dwarf is starting in 2 minutes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Series 12, episode 1.
Oh, bye, listeners.
Yeah, I know. See you later. Bye, Dave. It's been fun. It's a good friend. Bye.
Literally, it's dropped. I'm watching it drop.
Oh man. I know.
Well,
Swedish Fish commercials were insane. Really, I've never.
I never seen one.
No. Oh man, you should melt a load of them together and make a giant Swedish fish and cut that in half.
So, David, can Rocket Knife? Are you still recording more Rocket Knives?
Yes.
Are you going to do any through the winter, like Rocket Knife against all the snow and ice you get?
No, it's gonna be like the episodes I already bought stuff for, and that's gonna be it for this year because it's getting dark at like 4 o'clock in the evening or afternoon, and it's not, and the weather is terrible. It's raining every day, and then it's gonna be snow, and it's gonna be awful. So, season is over.
Oh.
So I'm doing.
How many have we got to look forward to though?
Like 10 at least.
Well,
Yay.
do one a week. What are you doing now? One a week, or is it slower? Or...
I'm doing 3 a week, but I've slipped up a little bit. So that's that's a Lego Porsche.
Wow.
And that's going to get smushed.
If it doesn't melt first.
What?
No, it's fine. It's a really nice.
Coming from the man who burns himself every time.
Yes.
Yes. I never think about it. It's actually real.
Someone send him Kevlar gloves, please.
People are saying, can you do Rocket Knife on tour? Come to the UK.
No, you'll never get through customs.
And
What's that in your hand luggage? Just a rocket knife?
Just the rail is like 100 kilos.
Really?
And it's 6 meters long, 2 sections. So it's not very, it's difficult to get on the plane.
No indoor Rocket Knife then?
You can make a little
I was
mini
actually
one.
looking, actually a mini one would be cool. I was thinking about trying to, I actually am trying to find a barn large enough that I can put the rail inside so we can
Gonna burn everything down.
Everyone's got to shout out indoor Rocket Knife. I think that's the next thing.
God.
Like I suggested in the chat, Rocket Knife versus Snowman.
Yeah.
That would be so easy though.
Yeah.
Yellow snowman maybe.
You should definitely make a mini rocket knife and cut your birthday cake with it.
Yeah, that'd be
It would
great.
be really cool to make it like a super tiny one that you can have on the table.
Yeah, little
Indoor firework.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm doing more rocket stuff mounted to RC things as well before the season ends. Those are easier to shoot though.
That's cool. I remember that one you did on Flight Test where you did the one on the wing and it was perfect. And then you said, let's put the big rocket on. And the wing just...
That is exactly perfect storytelling. Take it one step too far.
Oh, man.
That was a good day. And Chad and Josh were like, no, it was good now. It works. Let's end it. I'm like, no, we have to put the rocket that's 4 times as powerful as that one. And it worked great for the first 5 meters.
My favorite one was the Spitfire episode where Josh didn't know that it got an explosive on it, and he's just flying it, and you just there hiding the detonator. And you just pull it out of your pocket and go boom, it just explodes. That's my favorite. Jack found that one for me because I was trying to find it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
I wasn't allowed to do stuff like that after that. No.
Oh man.
Yeah, the good old days when I got to decide to do the shock collars and that was good stuff.
Oh man. That was brilliant. This is why we can't have nice things, David.
We can have them, but not for long. Yeah.
Oh, man. That is funny.
Good stuff.
P.S. I want to mention that if you try that, hang on, droning on. Rocket Katana versus RC Blimp, full of highly flammable gas.
Yeah.
I mean,
that'd be kind of cool though if you fly it like.
Mad skills though, as Andy was saying, mad skills on the
incredible
helicopter.
skills.
Just
Thank you.
in the middle. How?
Yeah. That was actually it worked out perfect, exactly like I thought. I was hovering it. The table created so much, what do you call that? Turbulence. Yeah, it was terrible. So trying to hover it over it, it would just create that bubble and it would slip off.
Yeah.
So I just moved it in front of the table, moved it around a little bit, and just waited and told them to do the countdown, like 3, 2, 1, and I just backed it up and then stopped it. And like it didn't have time to fall off. So it worked really good.
I love the fact you had this extra protection of a paintball mask, given that the other week you drove a knife through a bulletproof vest. Okay, a paintball mask on.
He got the mask on. He got the mask on, then a t-shirt.
Yeah, we didn't do the bulletproof vest first though, so I was happily unaware of things. Yeah, I did put on that paintball dampener thing that's like 2 millimeters of foam.
Oh my god! Did you check out Osborne week? Next week he's going to make a 5 motor 3 inch
foot.
3 foot wing. We can all watch him cut his hand off trying to launch it. Email me. Email that to me at brightontillifly@gmail.com and I will bookmark that. I can't believe I'm missing Red Dwarf.
Can I ask all you guys, what's everyone's opinion on the X-Class drones? What are starting to...
They look so much fun. I want to see that flying.
Field one, like there's Zoe FPV's flying X-Class.
Yeah.
They're like 14-inch blades. They're big machines running. I think they're running 6S 14-inch props.
Oh,
is anyone interested in any of that? And
I imagine that freestyle. I imagine freestyle would be quite difficult, right? Because the bigger the blade gets, the more difficult it is to do rolls and things, because it gets to the point where the motor has to completely stop in order for it to flip at a certain speed. So I imagine it's fine for racing, but if you're wanting to do acrobatics with it, I bet it's quite difficult.
You could see what Zoe did in the last video she posted of her one. I mean, it's just flying it around just like a normal quad.
Yeah, really? I'll have to check it out.
Just huge.
I think it's going to be a good thing, because it's better for spectators as well, because they're huge.
That's the biggest problem with the spectating side of it, is the fact that you don't really see anything because they're too small. So I understand it. And if you're trying to follow it with a camera, impossible. So if they're big, then easier to do that. So I think that's a good thing.
And importantly, they can put advertising on the side of them as well.
Marlboro cigarettes, because it hasn't been banned yet.
They are expensive because they're running they're quite big motors, 6S, and but I think they're going to be fun. They look fun. Zoe made it look fun to the point that I've sort of said to a few people, let's build one. So
I mean, the Poocopter was great.
Poocopter was great. That was a big drone.
Yeah, slamming that around. That was flying 9-inch.
I think we're missing a trick with the FPV, in that I think it'd be entertaining to do quadcopter drag racing, which is not something that.
Yeah.
I was saying to NJ the other day, imagine building a quadcopter that was sort of so explosive that it did like a quarter mile on one battery, and the battery's dead by the end of it, because there's just that much power that you've extracted from it. I thought that would be a great idea.
But they do that with
Germany.
They do that with RC helis. Like they're crazy. Those videos. It's like a long time ago people did it, but it's literally just you hear them spool up like crazy, like the most RPMs they can, and just sit on the ground and then pop up a little bit and then just full pitch, and it's crazy. You can barely see them.
Are we going to do drag racing straight up or forward? Because I've done straight up, and it's fun. Just
both.
It's harder to work out who wins, though, isn't it? It's like
do line of sight.
Put it on a cool.
The people. The first person gets it back wins.
Let's make it more exciting. Let's do it vertically downwards.
Oh man, that would be cliff diving, just and suck yourself down. But two things why large drag racing won't work. A, David Windestal will probably attach a rocket to it, and B, Currykitten would then do advertising, be like, get this thing on Banggood, and then on the other side, it's cheaper on GearBest. FPV, I see the world records attempt up and back down for the fastest was that was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, up and then down.
I've seen drag racing a few times, and it does look good, and I think it will be good.
When you say it's up and down, do you have to land it, or can you just like up and let go? It'll come down.
I think you mean up that way and back that way.
No, you could go up
over a certain distance,
and then turn upside down, and then accelerate downwards.
Oh my God.
I always thought
how high up you are, don't you?
I always thought you could have like two phantoms, like at about, I don't know, maybe 400 feet, something like that, and then they've got cameras on them, and like they both film like which, or you could time it and see where it gets in sort of line with the phantom, and then you could say, yeah, that one got there first, or just have it
a really long string,
a length of paracord or something. 100 yards of paracord, first one to the top.
Yeah, no, you could 3D motors, because it doesn't matter about resolution. So you go up and then suck yourself down.
I think it's all stuff we missed out.
What, suck myself down?
Sorry.
Tony, I told you.
Sorry.
Personal private time.
I know. I just tell everyone
what we do in a room that discusses David Windestal.
Oh my gosh.
Did Jack have one of his? Did he have one of his ribs removed or something? Am I missing?
Oh.
No. Tony's very short. Tony's blowjob. I said it.
Oh my gosh.
Right, sorry, we went off topic again. What happened?
It's after 9 o'clock. That's when it.
Watershed.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's what happened. Yeah. I was like 11 minutes past.
Drag racing, we're all up for. X class. What are we?
Up and use a parachute.
X class was really. I looked at the video, and that looks pretty sweet. It's much more agile than I thought.
They are.
Yeah, you're thinking KK2 days, Dave.
Yeah, that was good days.
You're stuck in the time that Tony was born.
The only problem I can see with X class is crashing will be quite
spectacular.
Yes.
Yeah, it will be spectacular, but it'll be expensive. I mean, a 14-inch prop is quite expensive on its own.
Yeah, and the whole frame's just going to explode.
Yeah, and Lord help you if you're a mirror.
Also, people might get upset if you fly those in your local park.
Yeah, finding someone to fly them, that will be the trick.
Yeah, practicing, and also at events you need stronger nets to catch them, wouldn't you, as well?
Yeah, that's true.
HPI guy said he's going to mention X-Class to the boss tomorrow, see if we can do something. So maybe we should...
Why does your wife care about X-Class?
Maybe we should all do something like this, or like a big X-Class race somewhere.
Maybe online.
Online?
Yeah, maybe we could do that. How would that work?
Anyone into FPV submarines? How does that work? How do you get FPV feed?
You can't use wireless. You'd have to have
you have a little buoy that you trail up to the surface.
It would only be remote controlled, not radio controlled.
We could have the radio from the buoy that sits on the top of the surface back to you, or you could use an ultrasonic modem.
The modem, I like it.
Yeah, if you really wanted to. That works.
Yeah, the buoy. I don't know.
No one correct him. No one correct him. See how long he can go. I love this.
We say boy.
Boy? Who says, what's a buoy then? Buoy?
It's the same thing, but in America.
Now I'm so educated now.
David, how do you say how do I can't, how do you say aluminium? I can't,
You
I
can't even say it.
I can't say
Yeah,
it without
this show is after an hour. It's just like right,
It's
that's
gone.
it.
How long
Fine.
ago since we talked about drones?
It all
can't
depends
say it
on
without- I can't say it without saying it how I say it. So what do I say? How do you say aluminum? How do you say it, David?
Depends on where I am. If I'm in the UK or Sweden, I say aluminium. But if I'm with Chad or whatever, I say aluminum.
Oh, don't give it to the Americans. You'll be saying solder next instead of solder.
I do. Oh, it's so.
Annoying when they
Oh,
say that.
I would have never have let you in my house if I'd known that. Let alone use my iron. He's like, where's the distilled water? Sodder. You can sod off.
You know, if you take the L out of solder, you don't get solder, you get soda. So I always want
Yeah.
soda, solder, soda. You don't get soda. So that's my argument for it.
I had to re-record a piece of my build videos because I said solder.
Wow.
Nice.
That's funny, man.
Taking it back to drones very quickly. Sorry to get off topic here.
Not drones.
Don't do that. We'll invite you back.
Just had an idea about doing silly things, and we did this thing a while ago we had two planes, which is easier, where you go in chase formation, and then the guy in front goes to the guys behind footage, and you chase them down. So we're both in one camera looking at a sort of, it's first person, third person in a plane, and that works quite well. But that's a plane, so a challenge, if you like. Who wants to try this with two quads? And you just flick over to the other guy's video and follow yourself from an external camera.
That'd be so cool.
Did you?
Sounds like a Road to Riot episode right there. I'll send that out.
Giving away secrets.
I know. Someone messaged Chad.
Did you see Carlos's third-person view?
Boarding or
electric boarding, whatever it's called.
Yes.
Look,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did did anyone see the FPV drift Rotor Riot episode where he's wearing goggles? You know what I mean? That's gonna happen. If you lose sight of the chase quad messes up, you're dead.
It's so fast. Yeah, that's so difficult because the quads are so, like, you lose them so quickly.
Yeah, it is easy with the plane because it's like blue sky, white wing. There it is. Easy.
And it's, same speed-ish. Like, it's...
Orientation's going to be pretty similar.
We could do it with X-Class quads. We build some X-Class quads and do it.
You throw a streamer on it, too, and it's easier to follow. It makes it a little bit easier.
LEDs, sparklers.
Yeah.
Who made the first quad? This is a question for Tony because he remembers the dinosaurs.
It's like a chicken and the egg thing, but the answer is it shouldn't be who made the first quad. It's who made the first tricopter, and he is with us today.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I didn't make the first one. No? I saw it online too, but it was not very polished when I built mine. So I had to come up with some stuff. Yeah. But there was some tricopters out there.
It's true. But I wrote an article, and a bone to pick with you, David. I wrote an article about the history of FPV, and I emailed you like 10 times trying to get your input on it about the tricopter stuff, and I had to do it without you in the end. So I followed that RC group thread that then you posted on, and basically there was some guy that was the free gyros, wasn't it? And you took that, and everybody was like, "Whoa, how did you do it so good?" So David sort of pushed it on massively forwards, and then I don't think anybody thought of FPVing it before. It's like you put a GoPro on it, and everybody's like, "What? This is different. We like this." And it went from there.
It was just natural, and it was it took some time to get it to fly properly, just hover it. But then the first video under the tree, under the bridge and into the tree, that was like the second flight with that tricopter. It was fantastic. It just flying FPV felt so right. So it's just, don't fly visual anymore kind of a thing. It was just, I don't know, it felt natural.
Yeah, the thread is still there on RC groups. If you go back, you can look years and years.
Seriously?
Yeah. That's how I researched it. There was, I was trying to find out who did like the first FPV, and I kept getting constantly surprised that there was some guy in 1990 doing it. But going back on like the tricopters, there was this massive thread from ages about it, and then you came up as your daddy whatever user.
Dade, yeah.
Dade, and it's like, oh, that's David, and this is where you came from. And then of course you put up that really good
link
how to build a tricopter.
Put the link in the chat, please.
Oh,
I'll do it
now. It's in my research notes.
David,
when did you write this?
When it came out, about June. I'll send you a copy. I'm sure I sent you a copy. Because I said, David, you didn't reply to any of my mails. Anyway, here's a copy of the article.
So either email his wife or put something offensive in the subject title to David. That tends to work.
If David wants to put a link in our group chat where I can actually get a mail from him, I would be pleased to send him the article.
That would be nice, yeah. I wonder why I didn't respond. Just now I kind of feel bad.
You were just like, who's this guy keeps stalking me? Let's ignore him.
Digby Dan, I'm praying that you are getting all the links out of the. Good luck with this, mate. Good luck. Dave, I've got a super sampler. You know the 4 little tiny camera lenses. You know the Lomo super sampler.
Oh,
do you want it?
Heck yeah.
But I will warn you, it's sticky because it's covered in that. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Okay. So it's covered in that glue
stuff. Yeah, that sort of degrades and.
Yeah, but heck yeah, I want that.
Yeah, it's yours. No worries. I forgot. I'm so sorry. I just totally forgot to give it to you.
I didn't know you were into Lomo stuff.
Got an art degree. I like photography and painting and stuff. Yeah. So
sweet.
Yeah, I don't want it anymore, and I dug it out for you. Totally forgot.
Did you see my old-timey camera?
No. Oh, now we're getting a tour.
Andrew, can you put it on?
Yeah.
What? Let's see. I don't even see what I'm seeing. Andrew, switch me.
Yeah, Frank. Stop calling him Andrew.
Yeah, it's confusing. Okay, there it is. So this is my 1904 camera.
Tony was a teenager back then.
It's nice. It's a nice sized lens. Like it's like the size of my hand. It's awesome. Oh so sweet. So I'm restoring that. And then I made this myself. So I take Polaroid pictures with that.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. And there's my Funyun selection.
Oh man, how did you find the Monster Munch?
They're not. Can you take one off and eat them now?
At least a couple of weeks.
Why do you want him to eat? Like, Tony's got a weird food fetish for you.
No, I'm not going to eat one now.
How did you find the Monster Munch?
Oh, it's really good.
It is good, isn't it?
It was very, very, very onion. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's good for deterring people on the London Underground, I bet.
Yeah, that's it. I like them because they got milk in them, so I can wave them at Tony and he goes away. Not really, I don't do that.
HPI guy is saying rocket knife through a fish tank with whatever you want in the water. I think he means fish.
Tony's not happy.
I disagree with that completely.
Yeah.
How about diseased fish? Killer fish? Mean fish that have eaten another animal, like piranhas.
Whatever you like in the water.
Why is that all right?
I'm not going to allow it. You can do rocket knife versus fish tank, and then
Swedish fish.
You can get robot fish.
Yeah.
Robot fish.
Yeah, I agree with robot fish.
FPV submarine.
Robots have feelings too.
Yeah, we could do that. Rocket knife, fish tank, submarine.
Do you remember that episode of Red Dwarf where Lister has an electronic goldfish and he's like snapping it on the It's so good.
Doesn't he give it like kiss of life or something?
Yeah, he like little and then puts a screwdriver in it.
That's it.
Yeah, so good.
Bandy TI said rocket knife for an old television, and we could dedicate that to Chad Kappa.
Yeah, I wanna do that.
That'd be good.
That would be such a mess, though. That would be so. Oh yeah, but that would be cool.
As if you're not, as if you're not destroying the environment with like sharp bits of glass and mirror and stuff like that.
How about, I've got a good idea. Rocket knife versus the worst quad that Andy reviews or Currykitten reviews sent to you. You hover it and smash the granny out of it.
It won't.
Yeah, I can line them up if there's many. See how far we get.
Oh my god.
Send your worst quads to the worst quad I ever reviewed was a little micro tiny woot thing. So I don't think the knife it'd be very difficult to
hit
fly.
Yeah,
plus they don't fly that well. There's the worst one I had was like the Jumper X68, this big, and all the bits just fell off. It's like instead of soldering, someone just licked it, stuck it on, and said, "Yeah, that works."
No. I think the worst one I ever reviewed was one called the Q70, I think it was called. Little tiny woot thing, just couldn't get it to fly, and that was it. Yeah, so.
Oh man, what the hell? Oh god. Someone said rocket knife those goggles. That's what I'm trying
that's interesting because I broke them. I took them apart to the point where they're broke. So
Ian Payne, sorry. Yeah, go on.
You might.
You broke them?
The manufacturer. I mean, I think I've done enough damage as it is. Right, and then I said them to David, is David cutting them in half because they're that good that we're fine cutting them in half?
That would be funny.
Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait until they've improved them before we start cutting them in half.
Yeah, probably.
I saw
rocket knife versus an X series quad. That'd be interesting and expensive.
Very expensive, yes.
Wow, what would win?
I would actually rather just fly it and have a good time. Just saying.
Have you seen the argument about the helicopter on a train?
It's not an argument.
Okay. God, I was going to ban this from that show. Andy, Andrew, Frank, what have you done?
Can you explain?
Close the chat, burn everything. I'm done. No.
Okay. Yeah. So, Andrew, explain.
Imagine a small RC helicopter hovering in a resting train.
Stop talking. One of us thinks yes.
Mute Jack.
Oh, it's never going to end.
Can I just say before he finishes the sentence, I think about this every single night. Go.
The doors close and the train starts to move. Will the helicopter stay midair, moving with the train, or smack against the wall in the back?
This is what I think about. I always think, what if the helicopter was flying out? What if the helicopter was flying outside and flew through an open window while it was moving? What would happen?
Well, I was just thinking, could you answer this by putting a tank on the rocket sled and putting Andy's tiny whoop thing and flying in there?
Oh, that would be really cool. Actually, yeah, I'm writing that down.
He's writing it down.
Yeah.
Man, that is awesome.
Seriously, write that down.
There we go, Jack. That's that over.
Well, so what are the conclusions then?
Say that again.
Hovering a helicopter in a train. Is it going 100 miles an hour if the train is going 100, or is it just hovering?
This comes down to Einstein's space-time stuff and how it's defined about
on a flat Earth. Don't work on a round ball because train tracks don't go down like wood. Just throwing it out there.
So, okay. Yes, are we going to answer that?
No, we're going to wait until we see your video. That's what we're going to do.
Okay, yeah, that'd be awesome. Man, I need to build a tank and get a tiny whoop.
Oh, thank God they stopped talking about it.
Man, that's so awesome. That is awesome, because that's science.
Can you repeat that again? What's David writing down? What we're doing with the rocket knife? What was so cool about it? I missed it.
So putting a tank of air on the rocket sled, and then putting a tiny whoop in the tank of air. So it's hovering in the tank of air, and then fire the rocket, and the tank goes whoosh.
That would be difficult to do, mind.
I feel there's an inertia problem there.
Yes. Everyone knows it's gonna end up, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Has everyone seen what Digby Dan's put up? Hang on. This is good. Application window, share. Oh, hang on. No, replay. There we go.
Oh, what's this?
Hang on.
So how fast is that quad going? Is it hovering or going 100?
Oh, no, don't talk. Stop talking to him.
It looks
or is it going 600 kilometers an hour since the Earth is spinning around the sun? Or it depends on what you think, Tony.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I can resist.
I imagine him to Let's Drone Out chat. That's it. He's on every week.
Do you think air pressure's got something to do with it? The fact that it's,
This is why I love David Windestal so much. That moment. I live for that. I fucking just...
The mass of air that's inside the train is accelerating at the same speed as the train. Therefore, the quad is also accelerating at that speed. So the frame of reference is still not moving. It depends on, though, if you accelerate really fast, the air is going to slosh backwards first because inertia, and then slosh back.
What if
that's what everyone else heard. What Tony heard was...
If you open the window, it becomes a little bit different. Yeah.
What if the train suddenly stops too?
It's only doing what you said from the viewer on the train's perspective. What about the viewer on the platform?
It would just hover.
Oh,
It'd go past you. How's that hovering?
That depends on what you call hovering. And yeah, the frame of reference, it's traveling at the same speed as the train. If the train breaks, if it breaks really fast, the air, which is a liquid, is going to slosh towards the front. The exact same thing. But if you slow down slowly, it's just going to not move at all.
Don't be picky, Tony.
Okay, sorry.
Basically, the train has its own space-time.
Yeah, what if the train's going at relativistic speeds?
Oh,
it flies into a black hole. That would be interesting.
Fuck's sake. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I?
He's talking about this week, and Thursdays he just fucking has a mental breakdown.
Yeah, so what would happen if you flew a quad right up on the event horizon of a black hole? Would you see it stretch out?
Probably.
About me.
The battery would last forever. That's awesome.
Good. I'm just going to kill myself with this free shirt.
Superfly said, "Damn, Frank, you've broken Jack with this one." And Davey boy's just joined the chat and like, "What the hell are you lot talking about?"
Oh, no, I need to post it first. Oh God. Sorry, Fishy. It's going to be a bit stretched now.
Oh.
I should have some more badges by next week as well. If anyone wants some badges.
Yeah, good, man. I got some for my birthday. Thank you very much.
Very nice, very nice.
He also had a banner as well, a little sash that he didn't like very much.
Miss Universe or what was it?
Happy 50th.
Oh.
He was such an arse, and it was pink. And I had to wear it in the pub.
They didn't have any ones for 100.
Wonder why that is.
Jack, I love you. Thanks very much. You made my day by parking in a car park.
Yeah, I know. I got
As you
stuck.
went in, shut down.
Oh God, got stuck in a car park. Does David play club?
What?
PUBG.
I don't even know what that is.
No.
I think it's a first-person shooter.
The only game that I want to play at the moment is Titanfall 2. Just saying. Oh, it's amazing.
Oh man. Tony's camera's off, so I think he's wanking. Tony,
Nice.
you wanking? I've always wanted to say that. Pac-Man, Public Unknown Battlegrounds.
No, I never played it.
Never heard of it.
No, I haven't either.
Is this Player Unknown? Is that what they're saying? Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's a really popular game at the moment. Yeah, Player Unknown.
Someone time out Richard Hardwood. Give Jack a katana haircut. No, don't time him. Don't time him. He's all right. That is pretty funny. I got called someone came up with a really good insult, which I'm not allowed to say in case they're listening. But I will message you in the Let's Drone Out chat what it was. And
Spode.
No, it's not Spode. I couldn't believe that though. I went to that art bit and found a bit of Spode pottery. That made my day.
So good.
And then catching the train back, Cockfosters. I rode the Cockfosters train hard that day. Tony's back.
Oh my gosh. We only had an appropriate conversation while you were away.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Did you have a nice wank?
It's this. It's like one beer in, 6 wheeze out.
This is why Tony doesn't have a wife, because right now she would be he would be telling her she walked into a door. That's it. You know, they've ripped the sleeves off his shirt, start smashing the place up. Those poor dogs.
Oh, they're so good.
I know.
Is he still in the sofa all the time?
Yeah, they're just chilling downstairs. One I had to rush one to the vets yesterday.
Why?
He had something wrong with his eye, but it's all gone and it's all good.
And he got stuck the other day behind his bed, and then Tony had to.
Why do you go in these stupid places, Wally?
Oh,
look at him.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Tony
He's
has
breaking my heart.
I know. Tony has to rescue him.
This is why I keep cameras on my dogs in case he gets stuck. Look.
Yeah, that's good.
Dog out. Whatever that.
Oh, I wish I had the curry video of your dog going nuts for curry. That was because I think
I'm gonna do a live video of
Who
when
doesn't
I'm
like curry?
bringing a curry home.
Yeah.
He goes nuts.
There's a dog that disappeared out of frame from Carrie's.
Sorry, yeah, we're presenting.
Hey!
I got the dog because there was another dog on screen. I thought she might be excited. But
Yeah, is that a spaniel or?
this is a Maltipoo.
Yeah.
Cross between a Maltese and a poodle.
Maltese.
Oh, okay.
Wave to people.
Multi-poo.
Yay.
Yeah.
I love it.
So that's what she does every time we take her for a walk.
Sounds like a flight controller.
Yeah, I know, like.
It's what you can call the Maltipoo, isn't it?
She running?
Mini Maltipoo.
Yeah. Can I get her pids?
I have FPV'd her before, though.
Oh, that's so cruel.
No, she loved it.
Oh,
Didn't respond to controls.
Speaking of vacuum down the cylinder, Tony, do any of you in this stream, do any of you hoover?
Subject again, sorry.
Any of you hoover your washing machine? No, I didn't think so.
Try a filter, maybe.
Oh, look, I hoover my Hoover, and Dan Upton hoovers his Hoover. So I'm not
He
alone.
bought a Hoover to Hoover his Hoover.
Yeah.
Just like to point this out. And you guys are trying to explain how a helicopter will fly in a train.
Does your Hoover have a face on it?
No.
Oh, it's not a Henry or something.
Always a bad choice putting a face on a Hoover, I thought.
Yeah, definitely, because you get attached.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Don't give anything that has the ability to suck a face.
Where is this going? Oh god, we need to rename this.
Shall we talk about drones now?
Oh my god, I can't. I've had chocolate soya milk go through my nose.
See, I look at the chat, and the chat is just being non-stop talking about drones. Like, they're on topic. Little bees.
We should
talking
get
about
those
EFC protocols. Talking about
man, that's horrible.
frames, and then we're just talking about Hoovers and.
I do Hoover my Hoover, and I do Hoover my washing machine.
As long as that's all you do with it.
That is. But Jack's will add other thoughts. Look at him.
The show is amazing.
Like, we just don't care. We honestly care.
God.
But that's what makes it fun. It's what brings people back to LDO.
So sorry, I'm so sorry.
I bet you're really glad that I came on now, aren't you?
It's worth it.
If anyone wants the podcast to come back in high definition, brilliant audio, no artifacts, all that kind of lovely stuff, then just shout at Tony to fix his computer and free up some space on his hard drive.
I think your hard drive's full of porn, mate. That's why.
How would we do that? Would that us have to be recording the audio at the same time as we?
No, Frank has literally made it Tony-proof. Well, he almost
I
made
thought
it.
he had, and then it came up and said, "Oh, there's no hard drive space on Tony's computer. We can't record."
It's like 1,000 gig, and I've used it all. I know.
That is an unbelievable collection.
That is some porn collection, isn't it?
You know.
Yeah.
No wonder you're short.
I apologise, you lanky git.
Anyone watch the Alien versus Charmeleon video?
Charmeleon? Come on. Charmeleon. You idiot.
Oh no. Is it Charmeleon? I don't know, whatever it is.
Fucking hell, Jack.
Charmeleon.
Can we please name this when it goes on sale? Come on. Charmeleon. Brilliant. Only on LDO.
Oh man, I can still smell chocolate soya milk. Oh man, it sucks.
Coming out your nozzer.
Oh man, this show has definitely had an effect on AndyRC. Because I just on Facebook there was the most horriblest post ever, and I was like, what? Angry. AndyRC.
Do you know what it is? Like, for some reason, my YouTube channel's become, it's been like noted as family friendly. I don't know why. I guess I don't really, when you're talking about drones and quadcopters, you don't really, mouth off and stuff. So this is my no.
This is your release, Andy.
This is my release.
Sorry,
I can talk about my Hoovers if I want. Yeah. Anything is fine. So
that shit, baby. What?
You're so right. You can come on here and you don't even have to talk about drones. Honestly, talk about
what drones are now. I know something about trains and stuff.
And Hoovers.
But I like the fact that the people in the chat aren't put off. Maybe they've got their sound on mute and they're each other.
That's the great thing about this podcast, is that the best thing about it goes on in the chat.
Which doesn't get captured.
Yeah, no one. The best thing about it, no one sees.
Yeah, man. There's another link for you, Digby Dan. Oh, you son of a. There's nothing worse than your hero David Windestal mocking you because you're an idiot.
Hufflepuff.
No, I'm a potato.
What is this Hufflepuff thing? I don't. I've heard it the same, but I don't get it.
It was something about. I can't remember how it started.
You would audiobook on Harry Potter.
Yeah, I always listen to Harry Potter. So so I had that on while we're at Jack's, and he's like, so did you wonder what house you would be in, or what was it?
Yeah, something like that. And you were like, I can't remember what you said. And then I was like, what am I in?
Of course, Hufflepuff. You're like, what? Because
Jack, David was round Jack's, and David had his headphones on.
Noise cancelling ones, yes.
Yeah, I know. Drew, any strange dreams this week, Andy?
No, none. You just featured in my dream once, Jack, as Brad Pitt, and I still can't figure it out.
No, nor can I.
Oh, no, that is.
Like when I a lot of people think I look like Harry Potter, and I've never seen it. Do you think I look like Harry Potter?
No.
Funny glasses.
Yeah, you put on the glasses, maybe.
Wait a second.
Get your eyeliner. Draw a wizard thing on your head.
What about now?
Take the hat off.
Hey!
Oh, it's gold. Yes.
No, keep them on. Hang on.
You have a pair just in these occasions.
Wear them.
Just for
Wear
this.
them.
What happened was I thought about this for like months, and I thought I need to get some Harry Potter glasses.
Oh, you're so good.
It's uncanny. Maybe you wear them all the time now.
This needs to be the screen grab. One.
No, because I was last week's screen grab, and like I looked daft. So I
swear to God, if any of you Photoshop me into the chameleon fucking,
someone's
gonna fuck you up. You're all banned.
Oh my gosh.
Am I in charge now? It looks like I'm in charge.
Oh yeah, sorry. Hang on, stop presenting. Damn it, Frank. How have I got to send you another 50 quid to put that on? Like, honestly, that is so funny.
You guys are getting paid. What's going on?
No, I owed him some money.
Oh, okay.
So, has Tony paid you anything yet?
I don't want to get paid.
I owed Tony some money anyway, so.
Oh yeah.
So I owe you 50 quid or something, I think.
It must be less than that now.
40?
Because I owed you for the karting.
Karting, yes, that's right.
Sorry, yeah, we're just bookkeeping right now.
Sorry. No, that is for the Drone Crusaders in April. I hope to see.
That's planning. That's a long time.
I know that never happens on Let's Drone Out.
I know. Can our intro for this video be comedian?
No, it'll get flagged. No, we got to try and apply for AdSense in order for the invest.
It's got to be called that, and then slow down and put the video to it. Absolutely hilarious.
I get bullied so much on this show. I remember when
rubbish. It's always the other way. I get bullied from you, you great Yeti. It's about time I had my turn.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, thank you, David.
Oh, he's going to come on every week to defend you now. This sucks.
I'm changing my ring tune right now.
So Jack, in the chat there is some chat about freestyle frames, about Chameleon and then Neoto and a few others.
Nice segue. I like it.
I thought I'd try.
I don't know.
I'm
a potato.
Okay. So yeah, quads. Yeah, go.
They're a thing.
Where are we?
I'm looking up pentacopters because I found a really interesting one. That's what I'm doing.
Has anyone else tried any good freestyle frames recently?
Alien, that's it.
Well, they were talking about alien beaters in here.
I don't know what one of those is.
Well, they were talking about the Neoto frame. I don't know if anyone's seen that one. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I'm not good enough to make a distinction. I fly around, which could be determined vaguely freestyle because it's not racing. I would just call it flying around a field. So I don't know if there's a massive difference for anybody that's not super duper.
Look, ask that question when old bloody Sophie boyfriend's on here. NJ.
Poor NJ, he's not even here to defend his.
I know, he's not well, is he? I know.
Chest infection as well, bless him.
I know. I hope you get better. Our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Prayers.
Oh man, that is. Damn it.
Are you swapping an alien frame with Davy?
No, he's trying it on all the time. His little C word. Yeah, that was for you, David. I didn't actually say it this time.
Thank you.
Look what BMS posted in the chat.
Don't say it.
I'm not.
I'm not. That's right. He gets very angry. He might not come back. Oh man.
So that's a good point. Are you an alien frame because you're a believer? You know, after the show many weeks ago when Tony had aliens outside his window. Is it those sort of aliens that you're so much of a believer in the alien?
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about actual aliens. I'm confused.
What, nano aliens or impulse aliens? What are we? Even I'm confused.
I was trying to bait you into one with the other, but I'm not sure which.
I don't know. Do I
Jack
believe in aliens?
Aliens. That's all he flies, and
Yeah.
and then he gets abducted by the other kind most nights.
No, I don't know. I feel like I've been probed in the butthole by aliens. I know that much.
Oh my gosh.
What?
This podcast is amazing.
It is, David. Like we just don't care.
I know. It's like being on a call with your friends. It's awesome.
Exactly. It's Bruce.
That just so happens to be recorded and is on the internet forever.
I know.
Brilliant.
It's amazing. It's destroyed my brain. I was literally trying to think, let's think of a drone thing. I was like, no, nothing left.
Sorry,
it's leaked out my ear now.
I've got a question for everyone, okay? Because like I get a lot of ready to fly quadcopters rather than building your own, choosing the components. What do you guys who all fly, what do you make of these quadcopters that you can just buy out of the shop and bind it to your transmitter? Do you think they're a good thing or a bad thing?
I think they're a good thing for people who just want to fly.
Amen to that. Look, I've seen a couple of your reviews that you've done. Currykitten's done.
Just a couple.
Done. And like,
I've got 300 videos, Tony. I'm kidding. Go on.
There's some good stuff out there for like me. I absolutely detest building. I hate it. I get Bradders or Jack to build my quads, and I really hate doing it because I'm really crap at it and I don't like it, and it just bores me. I just love flying. So
yeah,
if there's a good enough quad out there what can freestyle or race, then why not? If you can just buy into it, then it's got to be all good, right?
Yeah, I agree. The only problem that I have with it is you get people buying them who have never touched a soldering iron in their life. So when they crash it, or if a motor goes or an ESC goes,
then it's a good incentive to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true, but if you know absolutely zero, then it's quite difficult, I think. So my opinion on it is, if you've got the time, always look into how it works, how to build it, because the minute that a motor burns or you crash it, you'll look to the internet and think, how on earth do I fix this?
I got into RC generally with like a really crappy, ready to run RC 1/10 electric car, and yeah, I smashed it up almost immediately, and just spent quite a long time just taking it apart, putting it back together.
Yeah.
And then I'd kind of learnt it all by that point, and then every time I smashed it up after that, I kind of learned different things, but I'd get quicker and quicker, and I think that's how I got into it. But I think if I'd just been given a box of parts to start with and told, here you go, make a thing, I don't think I'd have been as interested if I didn't have the kind of knowing what I was trying to get back to.
I think it depends on the people a little bit. There's a very much, people are sort of after instant gratification now. It's very hard to get people sort of into, this takes effort to do. So I remember when I built my tricopter, all David's fault again, I was buying 3-meter long pieces of wood because I'd go out, crash, put my new arms on, think what's the problem here, and just carry on. And that teaches you a lot. But if you're not really into it and really thinking, oh, this is getting better, you're just going to give up. So there's definitely a market for ready to flies, and they've got a lot better now. They used to be sort of like, you know, they'd fly rubbish and, you know, they'd break and people wouldn't understand what to do with them. But you can literally buy them and they're good to go. I mean, the Immersion RC Vortex stuff is expensive.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that's
but it's
tuned
good.
out the box, and that will fly really nicely.
The only difference between that and a ready to run car is that the quad is stupidly dangerous. It's a very, very steep learning curve when you get it in your face. Like that's the only thing that was.
Helis though, surely they're more.
Yeah, but that's intimidating. When they spool up the first time, you're scared. Like, and it takes time to spool up. Like a quad, it's just instant blender in your face type of deal.
Yeah, blender in your face. I've had a blender in my face. It's not nice.
I think there was a bit of a thing about people get into it from obviously watching the videos, and we talked about, like, you know, these amazing flows of doing stuff. I'm just happy if I can take a big run up from 100 meters and get one tree gap. So people come along with these ready to flies and they're like, okay, I now have to point the camera way up to go fast. And like, I fly with a couple of guys sometimes that are quite new, and they've got these, they've built them, but they've sort of built them on the basis that you fly them fast and stuff. And I've not seen them land once. They sort of come along and it's like thud. It's like, you need to come in slowly. You need to be under control, because they're really easy to fly really fast. You just go, yay, on the sticks. But
why the hay bale?
Doing stuff.
I have a friend that flies at 70 degrees tilt on his camera. It is amazing. And it's just a ball when he lands, and he just switches props, and it's fine.
When you fly like that, your yaw becomes your roll, doesn't it? It's
I've
tried that, and you yaw, and it's like, why is the quadcopter rolling when I yaw? It's the camera.
It's weird. Yeah, and you see the recorded video is so weird when you do when you fly under things, or whatever. What happens? It's just because it feels like you're defying gravity at certain it's just weird. It's super weird.
Yeah,
that is hilarious. Sorry, I'm dying. No, I've lost it. I was going to ask something. I've totally gone.
Well, you know what? We're at the 2-hour mark, and we talked about drone things. So I would say that's pretty good.
Finish on a drone thing.
Quit while you're ahead,
Well, shall we get back to Hoovers before we end?
No, don't do it. Oh man, camera tilt. What was it? Camera tilt. No, gone, absolutely gone.
I've been experimenting more with camera tilt, because it's a funny thing, because I like to do a lot of freestyle. So when I do freestyle, I usually run about 25 degrees. But if you're going through gates and stuff, I found that the sweet spot is about 45 degrees. But then when you look at like a lot of races, everyone's got their camera at different angles. So it's funny, because like when you watch car racing, everything is so minute and specific. But with quadcopter racing, the differences between the quads, the battery, the motors, the camera angle, it's all completely different. And there's no sort of like standard at the moment, is there?
It's very new as well.
Yeah, it's new. I think that's
it's exciting now. instead of everything just being exactly the same and use different screws.
Well, I was at a race last weekend, and my mate has his quad. His camera is basically looking at the sky.
Yeah.
Right, and we turned up to a race, and like I went run round with my camera quite high, and I was like crashing and hitting the floor, and I lowered it for this particular track, and he was fixed, and he was having a hell of a time because the track was. He needed to adjust his camera for the particular track. So I think if you turn up at a track, fly the track, and I like adjusting my camera to that particular track.
It's almost like
his was fixed, and he was having problems most of the day.
It's almost like the camera, like when people come up to me when I'm flying and they say, how fast does it go? And I say, well, it depends on the camera angle, and they can't get their head around that.
No.
But it's the same in like sort of racing, isn't it? Like a downforce on a wing or something like that. You know, it depends on your. You've got like again, it's a balance. If you put your camera at a crazy angle, then you've got extreme speed, but you might struggle to control around a corner. So it's a balance of having that camera at the right level where you've got enough speed, but also enough control to get through the gates and stuff. And that's what I'm interested. That's what I'm interested in at the moment. I've even got a look. Check what I've bought. This is a speed gun.
Hey, speed gun.
Oh, you're going to be like one of those grannies at the end of the road, being like 32, and then writing your number plate down.
What I'm interested in is I've been like, there's so many variables now. Like, it's funny because I've flown on 4S for such a long time, and now we've got these components out that are taking 5S and 6S. Tony, I think you posted that. Are you doing a 5S build? Or
yeah, I've done one like a year ago. I've done a 5S. Stuff.
So your camera at angle, then you've got extreme speed, but you might what's happening there? Control around the corner, so it's balanced like that.
Apologies.
Digby Dan
happened there.
Dan logging in as me because he's got my other account.
Yeah, my 5X quad I built a year ago. I run little B20s, and I put a post out on Facebook, and someone sending them some more.
Tony getting free stuff again.
I know, he's being a complete.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Literally, sooner or later he's going to be like, "Has anyone got any spare change?"
Like, has anybody got? I've run out of Ferraris. Has anybody got?
Yeah.
I pay for them, but the guy said, "Look, I've got 2 here. How many do you want? I'll send them to you. Thanks very much."
I'm joking.
All I want to say is that little B20s, like, can take 5S easy. They're noisy and horrible for the camera, but you can just put a 5S and just go straight up at whatever speed you want.
The little B20s I had couldn't take 4S. 2 of them set on fire.
Yeah, but that's you, isn't it?
Wow. I don't use them anymore. They're horrible for noise as well.
Yeah,
they're really bad for noise, but we've ran a little B20 on a 5S for a solid minute. It was pulling 38 amps on its own. It was sitting there for a full minute.
Oh wow!
On a test bench, and it was absolutely fine. I think I was running 26,000 kV Emax. Yeah. It was like proper 1 minute full whack.
Well, as David mentioned, I think a couple of weeks ago, when you go up in cells, it'll actually draw less amps.
If depends, yes, you draw less amp if you do it up after that. So to generate the same amount of watts, you draw less amps, yes, and it's more efficient because it's only the amps. It's I squared R, which is the heat generated in the winding. So it's all dependent on the current.
Yeah. Look at that. We're doing maths on Let's Drone Out. How about that?
Back to physics.
BSM Web, he's taking you guys are the nuts. Such a cool way. Heading off to take Thomas to school. Thanks for entertaining this morning. Cheers.
Yay.
Thank you.
I've got a question. You know, you said becomes your role at high speed camera angles.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not getting mode 1 mixed up again.
What is the optimum battery size compared to like 5S is fast, and like when people put 6S on, like you've done, Andy, in your videos, you can't really feel the difference because the weight of the battery is like heavier than a 5S. The power and weight ratio.
I'm glad you've asked that, because that is exactly why I've got this, because I think it's funny, isn't it? We talk about all these quadcopters and things, and 4S and 5S, and we say, oh, this quadcopter is great, but actually when you're flying them, they all kind of feel the same. And because we're looking through a screen, and what happened with me was I've flown 4S for a long time, and I then put a 5S on a quadcopter, and I put a 6S on a quadcopter, and I thought, oh, there's not much difference. And then I went from a 6S to a 4S, and I thought, oh my God, this is sluggish. So the answer is I don't know, and that's why what we need is some figures. We need what happens if you've got a quadcopter that can take a 4 to a 6S. What's the speed difference between a 4, 5, and 6? And that's what this video is going to be. I've got a quadcopter that takes a 6S, and I want to see what the speed difference is, because with my eyes looking through goggles, I can't tell, but I have a feeling that it's quite significant. So that's what my plan is with this. Because
that's a good idea. Because I think it's about the wide angle camera as well, because I was doing like a punch out on a test, and I thought this is quite slow, and I did it line of sight, and it was, whoa, that's pretty fast. And that wide angle really sort of dampens your sense of how fast things are going through.
That's why a lot of people love Super View, because it makes it look a lot faster than it actually is, and people think, wow, this pilot's amazing, but actually it's just an extreme wide angle, and it's not actually going that fast.
I'll tell BMS Web that you said that.
Tell the father of the best pilot in the world.
David, you get those small little reindeers, that to decorate your garden stuff. Can you do a Christmas episode and attach one of those to the rocket knife and see if you can jump the hay bale?
Oh, okay. No, I'm not gonna. No.
Please. Christmas episode.
That's Christmas spode. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yay. Dedicated to Hufflepuff.
Yeah. Okay, Jack.
A Christmas rocket knife would be cool, though. Like on Christmas Day, you release it, and it's like cutting a Santa in half or something.
Or a Christmas tree.
And then saying Santa isn't real.
Cut down a Christmas tree, and then turn the rocket knife that way, and cut the tree down with the rocket knife.
How about rocket axe?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I want to split things.
There you go.
Yes,
Dave.
I might do that, because that's pretty easy. It's just a matter of mounting the axe to the front and then split things.
Can we all do a rocket axe, and then you choose one? Right, Jack, do a rocket axe.
I did.
Do it again.
Rocket axe.
Okay. What was that? Like, you have to feel, you have to believe in it. Do it again. Harder.
No. I'm dying.
Right, Currykitten, your go.
Rocket axe.
That was weird. I like that one.
Slightly aroused.
Me too.
And AndyRC.
What are we doing? He's muted. Unmute yourself, you idiot.
It was awesome, but it was muted.
Rocket axe. I went with the sort of American adverts. Rocket axe.
Very, very Muse.
Okay, Tony, go.
Rocket axe.
Nice.
That's my one.
Man,
Andrew, are you ever coming back to
Tony committed. That was impressive.
I know. Fair
Thank
play.
you. My neighbours just all the lights turned on. So I'm like,
Last question. Is there any reason to go to 32-bit ESC now? Or maybe wait another year till they're proven and more?
A year?
I wouldn't wait a year. I'd probably wait a month.
Yeah,
you know,
top.
This hobby moves so fast. It'll all be done and it'll be done and dusted within a month. We'll all be on 32.
I'd say at least wait until the official 3.2 comes out, because you need official 3.2 in order for DShot 1200 to work.
I thought it just had come out. Has it not?
Oh, has it come out? It may have.
Yes. Yeah, it has.
Oh, it has.
There's some bugs though. Yeah, there were some bugs that they're fixing those though.
But can anybody actually tell the difference between like one shot and D shot at the moment? Do we really need to go to 32-bit and D shot 1200?
Well,
it's very nice that it's a digital protocol, I think. But I don't think we need 1200 at the moment. Like 600 is fast.
Do you think it's going to be good for ultralights? Because when I was racing last weekend, someone had an ultralight, and they said they couldn't get down over gates because it was like the speed was obviously too high. So you, on a digital protocol, you can set your idle speed really, really, really low. So
you should be able to do that with one shot as well, or multi-shot, or like you should be fine, because it's an analog system, but it's a digital output, the one shot.
Right.
Whereas D-shot, you send a digital packet, which is ones and zeros to tell the ESC what it's doing. So it's just a little bit more, it's more robust. It can't misinterpret that signal. That's kind of it. And you can send cool signals, but yeah, I guess you can have it a little bit lower, but not a ton.
I've just realised how great David is, right? Because A, English isn't his first language. B, he's teaching Tony stuff without the use of puppets or a whiteboard.
Sesame Street. No. Oh, by the way, on 4 versus 6S.
I thought my question was pretty good, actually.
But... it was a really good question. Yeah.
No fault of your question.
But yes, use smaller props on those the ultralights with higher pitch. See how that works?
Yeah, maybe. I just thought if you had a really low idle speed, you could get down over the gates quicker.
The problem is you have the disc area. As long as the prop is still spinning, you get that. You still have the 20-inch total disc area, and the spinning prop is like having a solid object that has that diameter. So it doesn't really matter if you have a pretty low idle speed or a pretty high idle speed. Like it does a little bit, but you still have that
area.
The area and the drag, and it can't get down. Even if you don't generate any thrust, it still has that area. Whereas, yes, if you're generating thrust, though, if you're spinning that fast that you're generating thrust, lowering that would help a little bit. But it's just too light for the area of prop you have.
So basically, the ultralights, you've got to learn how to fly again, maybe.
Yeah, it's very different. You can, if you're good, invert it before the gate and then add some throttle and then roll again.
There's actually I was going to say that there's actually a problem with having your idle too low. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there's a phenomenon that happens when you have your digital idle too low. You know how we have motor braking now, in that it forces the motor to slow down. If you have your digital idle speed, and I found this from doing reviews, if you have it too low, if you do a roll, what can happen is the force of the motor slowing down can actually stop the motor if your idle speed's too low, and you'll have what people call a flip of death, where the motor stops. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got that under, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why you can tune the. That's why you can tune the idle speed. That's why it's there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So if you get the flip of death or whatever, the spin, you can just increase it a tiny bit, up and up and up, until you don't get that anymore.
That's it. But on the ultralights, obviously, if you get it too low, then when you go to do a roll or a backflip, it'll flip out. So I've got a load of ultralights. I love them because I love the amount of air time that you get with them. It's just phenomenal. But it's a different way of flying, like you say, because if you're doing something like a split S, then usually you'd rely on the weight to bring it down, which you don't have, of course. So
so it's a different style of flying.
Yeah, it is. But you've got more power on the straights though, because they're lighter.
And you've got more lap time. But let's face it, who wants to do 14 minutes of flying around a track?
Again, it's down to the sort of, if you've got less weight, you've got less downforce kind of thing, isn't it? So again, it's the balance between how how quick it'll stop and how quick it'll fall. Again,
there must be an optimum weight out there then.
Yeah, but
it depends on the track too.
It depends on the track, yeah. But unfortunately, we don't have McLaren style wind technology. We have us on YouTube and RC groups, so that's where we're at.
So the three things that are in at the moment are going to be ultralights, yeah. Do we agree? X series, big quads. I think they're going to take a role too. Yeah, X class, and what was I going to say? What was
potentially up in battery, as in 4 to 5S, I think, potentially.
Well, they already allow that in racing. You can go up to 6S, I think.
Oh, nice.
In the UK, I think you're allowed to fly up to 6S if you want.
Go, Jack.
Can I right or wrong? David, how you really mean and ignored Currykitten?
I wasn't aware that I did.
He has no recollection of it. He sort of has a special filter for.
How about you make up to him and subscribe to him?
Yes, actually, I'm on your YouTube.
As Currykitten
I'm right in the wrong.
As Currykitten will probably know himself, when you start on YouTube and it's really difficult. You get to a point where it's difficult to respond to everybody's message, so there's probably a bit of that going on. The thing that I hate the most about YouTube and getting more subscribers is there was a time when I could reply to every single comment that I got, and it gets to a point eventually where you either spend 5 or 6 hours a day doing that, or you just realize that you can't do it. And that's probably what happened with David, I'd imagine.
I don't blame David because he's busy. I was only upset because David is the whole reason I got into this through his awesome tricopter description about how to build a tricopter. I hadn't done any RC before that, and he's like, well, here's the plan. You just put stuff together. You order these DT750s, plug them in, you go out, and it crashes horrendously, and you keep trying.
I
cost you a lot of money then.
Oh, it's only sticks mainly, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
more wood.
It's fine.
Great.
I'm trying to find your email.
Sure.
Oh, holy crap! Found it. I'm sorry. Wow, that's a long email.
Is this my first email or the second or third begging ones?
Has it got desperate yet?
It's 2016.
Oh.
Yeah, I only see one, though. Yeah, I only see one.
I think I sent a bunch to RC Explorer and some on Facebook.
Absolutely hate Facebook.
Too long. I don't want to know.
Did you ask a question in 2012?
Yes.
Did I get back to you?
Yeah,
I'm
loving
David's. I'm loving David's data retention here. It's impressive.
What sort of hard drive have you got there with your email? It's like,
no, that's just
the servers
Gmail.
in the back room. I asked you a question about, like, can I use some cheapo remote control to build my tricopter with? And then I bought a better one anyway in the end.
Oh, good. Yes. I don't think I answered because it's, No. I am terrible at that, though. Like answering emails and that. I am pretty terrible. I'm better now, but...
Well, this has totally made my day because I've, like, vindicated.
Yeah. I feel like I've righted a wrong in the universe.
And I got my answers eventually, and I'll send you this article, and then you can tell me what I got wrong about it. And
don't ever do that because he will correct your spelling. The worst.
I am a pretty
And I
mean
stole
person.
some of your pictures of RC groups anyway and used them.
Oh, sweet.
That'll teach him.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yes, please send me the article. It would just be interesting. I only find that one, though. That one email. How you did first here of FPV. Yeah, you're asking some questions about stuff. It's only 3 questions. Why didn't I answer this? Wow. Yeah. Put me on the spot. Thank you.
I love this show, as in, like, it started off bad, got good, then Hoovers, and then trains, and then it's literally David going through his emails.
from 5 years ago.
Yeah, I haven't even got that email anymore.
If I ever
Christian in 2012
apply for anything, oh man, I would. Yeah, it is still available. It's on RC groups. Can you please put the link to it in our chat or in the chat, Currykitten, so that Digby can get it?
But for what?
The article.
Well, technically, it's owned by a magazine, but they've since gone out of business. So I might be able to shove it online somewhere.
Yeah, chuck it on.
Yeah,
and then chuck it on this video because people keep going. I want to see it. I want to see it.
That's a point. Currykitten and I want to talk to you about that because I bought a magazine called Drone Zone, and in there was you.
That's me.
What's the story there? Do you work for the magazine, or how did that happen? What's the story?
The story is I decided to try and do a bit of writing because I enjoy writing. So I was writing some articles for a magazine called RC Flight Camera Action.
I've got that.
So I did a bunch of things like that. And that's where the history of FPV article appeared. But they went tits up basically, and their entire publishing group also went, called Traplet. So I had 2 articles left over. One was for the Free Sky X7, and another one was for the Vortex 150 that Sander sent me like 6 months ago on the basis that I'd put it in a magazine, and it's still about to go in next month's Drone Zone. So no, I don't work for them.
You don't work for them. Oh, no. So what, you just approached them and said, "Look, I've got this.
Would you like me to write some stuff?" And I said, "Yeah." And they're like, "Would you expect any money?" And I was like, "Well, some maybe." It's like, if you don't do it for the money, it's like,
nice.
You can negotiate an amazing 30 quid a page, but
yeah.
Oh wow!
Definitely try Drone Mag because they would love you. Like Lord,
Painless Rights for a mag. I think it's just called
Painless Rights for Drone. That's what I thought. Oh, I won't approach them because he already writes for them, and he's already like a big YouTuber doing loads of cool reviews. So I can't do anything.
Oh yeah.
I would. I'd never write for a magazine because, like, I'm dyslexic, so it'd be awful. No one would be able to.
I'd get that then, Andy. I'd be able to get up to the line.
That's one of the reasons I did YouTube, is because I struggle reading, and I thought it'd be easier for some people to watch a video than read on stuff. So that's why I did it. So yeah. But despite that, I'm subscribed to Drone Zone, and I read Currykitten's review. I try my best.
Nice. Yeah. I want to see motors that are made for 6-cell, because everything now is made to just be like you take a 6-cell on a 4-cell setup, more or less, and then just go crazy. and burn things, more or less. But like if you do a 6-cell setup that has this exact same amount of power as a 4-cell setup, you're gonna benefit from a lot faster acceleration because you get better torque since you have higher voltage in the windings. And that would be very interesting, and the efficiency would go up because yeah, you have less amps going through the motors.
I was reading that some people are running 8S on some models, which is just, it's crazy, isn't it? Where does it start?
8S 100 milliamp packs.
Yeah, 3-second flight time. What would it take to have a specific 6S motor? Just a low kV motor?
Yeah, a low kV motor, and
like 2100. Do you think? What would the kV be?
We can calculate that, but yeah, it would be perhaps even less than that.
Yeah.
Let's see, I can do that real quick.
I think people are flying. Brother Hobby have brought out a 5-inch 1760 kV motor for long flight times. Well, about around 12 minutes on a race train, which is pretty good.
The problem that you have is when you go down in kV, you tend to get more vibrations because it's a lower frequency. Is what I found.
But if you have a higher voltage, you spin it at the same RPM.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What determines how many cells a motor can handle?
That's the motor doesn't know the number of cells you have. It only knows current. And that's the only thing. Like if you
bigger wire, stronger magnets, because it's the magnets that use the electromagnetic force, isn't it? It uses the current. How much time do you have?
Davies brain live on air.
Okay, no, I'll do a short version. So this is how a 3-phase motor works. You have the 3 wires. You fire on 2 phases at once. You spin the motor. The magnets around the stator spin around. They generate a back EMF. They generate a magnetic field, which turns in, since it's spinning, to a voltage, a potential voltage. The difference between the input voltage and the output voltage times the resistance in the windings is how much current you're going to draw. So stronger magnets means that you have that changes. Yeah, you have more back EMF, and that means that you actually have less kV because it's quicker. Yeah, so when a motor goes,
battery to use, then is there an ultimate battery? 8S, 6S, 5S. What is probably the best for a 5-inch quad for speed?
That's not easy.
I think 5S outweighs 6S because 5S is lighter, but
you can use a smaller milliamp then, and you can use a lower C-rated battery because you're not drawing as much current to generate the same amount of work.
Yeah. If you were doing a speed run, I suppose you're right.
Yeah, if you're doing a setup that is specifically made for 6S, because like now a 4-cell setup is specifically made for 4 cells, whereas just a couple of years ago it was specifically made for 3S, and someone threw a 4S setup or a 4-cell battery on it, and it almost exploded, but it went really fast, and then it just keeps on changing. So soon, now everyone's throwing too many cells on a setup that's made for something else. So the industry is going to catch up, and stuff it's not going to explode and be more efficient and actually work well in a couple of months or whatever when it starts becoming popular.
Apparently the speed record was made on a 10S.
Yeah, how many cells a battery can take it's all about how much current the motor can take, really. And that's a function of how many cells, how much voltage you put in comparison to the kV of the motor, and how much force your exerting on the motor to slow down the spin of the bell.
Could we, on LDO, with all our brains put together, not mine, obviously, but you guys, could we run like 2 flight controllers on a quadcopter? So 5S controls the back motors and another 5S controls the front motors, and then speed. Is that possible?
Why? Why would you want to do that, David? No, Tony.
I'm confused.
I know. He doesn't understand that the logic of the flight controller runs on a lower voltage. That's why. He thinks that the current's going through the flight controller.
No, I'm not. No,
Are you on about separating the batteries so that the ESCs are running separate batteries?
Yeah, probably that.
Why don't you just parallel the batteries then?
You could parallel them.
Yeah, because you're thinking overloading the voltage.
Yeah. Okay.
So just stay at a lower voltage. David, this is dangerous territory. Like, don't give him. You're just enabling an idiot.
Is it
the summer learn
20S going to be better than 10S?
Do you come on here because he's some sort of lab rat to you, David?
No, I like teaching people.
Is this like the special needs bus and you're the one driving it?
I'm the guy licking the lens. Licking the windows. Look, I'm just throwing it out there because, like, the whole weight and speed and thing, like, there's got to be an ultimate weight and power. I don't know.
If you have more cells, it's more efficient from the electrical side. More cells, though, means that you usually end up with more material to contain the cells. So a more cell battery has more dead weight, so to speak, like, because you have the wrapper on each cell and so on and so forth. And
what I'm trying to get at, is there an ultimate weight and size cell? There's got to be like the best in between.
It's the sweet spot.
Yeah, there's got to be one.
What are you after? Because everything has only speed. Then just throw whatever you can at it. Like, it's speed.
But if you had a brick that big and it was 20S, it's not going to work. It's going to be slower than a 5S that big.
If you do the same size quad and everything, if you size the battery so it weighs the same, it's going to be roughly the same size as well. Depending, it's going to be bigger because of the wrappings of the cells. So it's going to become a little bit bigger, because the more cells you have, the less milliamps you can have, and the less C rating you need as well.
I'm just trying to measure the speed of Tony's brain. Don't mind me.
Yeah. Is it saying naught?
It's saying naught for now. Yeah.
So
you know why it says naught, don't you?
Let's say you have.
God.
People are learning from.
Are you wearing the marshmallow shirt?
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I got it from Jack. It's fantastic.
He stole it.
Apparently, I've got one of them coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hang on. Check this out.
This is mine from Jack. Thanks, bro.
Oh, nice.
It's Rick awesome. And Morty and Jurassic Park mixed into one, because Tony's so old.
I get this.
And would love to be inside a homeless man.
Nice.
Carry on. I'm learning. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'll
dumbass to learn.
Is anyone still listening?
41 people.
Oh my God. Really? This is 2.5 hours. Like, Currykitten, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. How have you, are you getting a divorce? Is your wife going to divorce you?
No, she went out, although she's come back and she's gone straight to bed. She just, I think she opened the door,
She's gone out,
going on, and
she's come back,
she's
she's gone to
like,
bed.
KV.
You see, all the rest of us are already divorced, so.
This is what it ends up like.
I'm sure it's just a matter of time. We'll all be, you know, with Tony wanking into Hoovers.
Quadcopters.
You just say wank.
Right, editor, clip this bit. We need this forever.
Oh my god.
After the first 2 hours, they stop editing.
Gone now.
Well, this is the after show, right? So we can say whatever we want.
We're not on air anymore, right?
No. Someone.
Clip stop.
Oh no. I hate my life. I'm going to get banned from the internet.
I've got a cough.
I'm going to get. Oh man.
Should we perhaps wrap up, because you know we're talking about?
Yeah, I mean he's trying to explain something. It's literally like Father Ted. It is. These are small cows, Tony, and they are far away. You know, it is literally like. And then he turns and says, "Are they vegan?" Yes, Tony. They eat grass. They are vegan.
I'm just trying to help other people.
This one isn't vegan. It's made of plastic, Tony.
Look, David knows where I'm coming from, don't you?
Yeah, no, I like it because
I can't believe you're wasting your great mind on this, David. You've done so much for the community.
People, man.
You know, you've got a life. I mean, you had a wife.
It's called power to weight ratio, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah, but it's more than that, because you can design a system for the same weight as you already have, but be more efficient, so you get more power out of it.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
You learn something new on LDO with David and Tony.
I haven't. My brain has totally switched off. It's like...
Okay, I can do a good analogy here. Do you know the power wires, the big ones that are in the sky, you know, they are ridiculously high voltage. And that's because it's very, very efficient to run higher voltage compared to low voltage. And it's much more efficient to run AC than DC as well. So that's why they run really high voltage, because you don't get the power loss over the long distances, because it's a lot of wire to go through.
And distance.
So the same, yeah. So, but in the same thing in the motor, you have a specific amount of wire to go through. The resistance of that wire does not change. So if you run less current through it, it's going to become less hot. Therefore, you can actually push more current through it. But since you have a higher voltage, you get more power out of the same motor for no downside.
So what you're saying is 5S is the way to go.
Actually, yeah, if we can do 10S, that would be great. If we can do 100S, that would be fantastic, because you would have the required C rating would be like 0.1 to be able to run the same amount of watts that we're doing now.
So if the speed, if the best speed run is 10S, let's do a 20S between them.
Andy, I'm gonna write an email to FPV Life. Like, they would never let this happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, if anyone's listening to this, even Failsafe podcast, if you want me, please save me from this. It is like the village retard, and I know it's offensive to say that word, is talking to Jesus. I mean, it's got the beard. Like, this would never happen on RC Group's podcast.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. This is a safe haven. We can say whatever we want here.
We can. That's why I don't feel ashamed. I'm asking questions. I'm getting answers. We're learning here.
I think it's great. I like it. Only stupid people.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. That's from Simpsons. No, South Park, sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, it's why people usually do more cells on speed runs is because they use the same equipment that they already have, and then just throw more cells and hope that it won't explode for the short amount of time they're going to run it for. That's usually it. And they just, I mean, it comes down to that. If you do a specific setup for speed runs, all you do is literally be on the edge of what your components can take.
Yeah.
And then just go from there. And then those can't take it anymore. You switch them to slightly larger ones, and then you just keep going. And then you get to a point where you actually start thinking about aerodynamics or streamlining the thing. Because instead of just throwing power on a thing, if you streamline it, it's going to be like twice as fast with half the power.
Yeah.
Because quads are awful beings. They are not in any sense aerodynamic. They're aerodynamically irresponsible.
They're not efficient either, David, are they? You know, when you think about general aviation, there's a reason why quadcopters don't exist, because they fly for about 10 seconds probably on a full tank.
I'd love a shirt to be made that says aerodynamically irresponsible.
That should be one of the next big things, is doing reducing drag on the quads would greatly increase the speed.
Yeah, I've always thought the only way that you could have a full-size quadcopter would be to have a collective pitch one running off one motor. Otherwise, I think it'd be too extremely inefficient. But I'd love to see that, like a collective. Like we've got the Osprey, which is it's got two blades. It's got two blades. But my dream would to be see like a quadcopter, a full-size one that was sort of like aerobatic, a bit like an extra 300 or something like that. So like you could go to an air show and all of a sudden there's this like bespoke aircraft that's doing like weird backflips and stuff, and it's collective pitch. I think that would be a great spectacle, but I'm not sure we'll ever see it. But
that'd be cool though. Yeah,
I think about it all the time. I think that'd be great, like an aerobatic full-size quadcopter with a little guy sat in it.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I would just like to point out that someone has gone and then come back.
What are them? We're still talking.
Yeah. Oh my God, you guys are still live. I'd expected to come and watch the remainder of the live session, but you're still going. Also, Tony said, "I'm not coming back next week." Does that count if you're still here and then it becomes next week?
Yes.
If it's never, have I upset you, Tony?
You all have.
Oh, are you learning? You're better off. David has improved you. You're going to be like RoboCop by the time he's finished.
Until next week.
Just bring puppets next time, because that'd be better. Explaining about little.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
I am surprised that you haven't like made a little cardboard Currykitten and just sat it there, creeped off the bed.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. About that, I actually need to get up really early. So I'm doing rocket knife stuff.
Oh my God.
Sweet.
Don't kill yourself, please.
Oh, come on. I'm just firing 14 rockets tomorrow.
14?
That's what I have, at least. We'll see how many we can get off before the weather or the sun creeps down.
Doing a Facebook Live, setting it up or anything like that?
I don't have any reception out there. It's dead zone. But
that's good,
actually,
just in case there's an emergency.
It's only an hour to the closest hospital.
Oh my God, you are so good.
And you can't call them, so it's fine. Yeah. as long as
many, David? Do you do like 14 episodes in one day, sort of thing?
I did 9 in a day is the most we did.
Wow.
So I actually only shot 3 weekends. Like we did 22 episodes in 3 weekends.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that's why it's always summer, because those 3 weekends were the summer.
I never knew that. I assumed you were doing them daily, because that's what I do. When I do a review, I upload it because I did it that day. You know, that's great.
Yeah, since I've been in the business now. Now Flight Test is the same. I tried to shoot 6 episodes in a day. We couldn't do that like ever though, because the guys, but we did we could get 5 if they're not too difficult. So it's just efficient because it costs a lot of money to take out the production crew and the setup time and everything. So, and the same thing here, it's just more efficient to have, when you have many people, you can't connect them at the same time. It's difficult.
Sure.
So I prep everything for like 2 weeks beforehand, and then we just shoot everything.
Wow, I need to get some staff. That's great.
It's great because then you have stuff in the can, and you can edit when you have some time over, and then try to be 1 episode at least ahead. So you can upload it and then just have it sit there.
Arden E says he freaking loves Rocket Knife, David.
Oh, thank you.
Wouldn't?
Tony, it's very divided. Like I've lost so many subscribers from the Rocket Knife.
Really?
Yeah, but I've gained a lot too. So it's still in the positive. But like when I posted the Katana versus Phantom, like I lost a ton of subscribers over that.
People hate it because they're like, I can't afford a Phantom, and this guy's breaking one on purpose. That's what
exactly.
It is. I get exactly the same. I lose 300 subscribers a month, but I gain 1,000. So
exactly.
That's just how it is.
I was going to say, David can't talk. He was on, is it Unilad or whatever it is?
Yep. Whatever it is. Yeah,
someone's clearly got into FPV on their thing and started uploading FPV.
Right, yeah, they posted the old tricopter video from 4 years ago.
Can we get this to last till 11, and then it'll be a 3-hour show?
Heck okay, we'll keep going.
How are you still going, Tony? Because I know you're threatening not to be on next week. I think it's just because you're hungry and your blood sugar's gone.
I am hungry, but
I'm so hungry. I'd literally eat a raw potato right about now.
Well, good.
If I had one.
That's all good.
Don't eat yourself. You potato.
Yeah, I like that. Jack.
What's the longest podcast you guys have ever done?
2 hours. This is the longest.
Wow. I feel blessed.
By now, bloody Schizo's probably free. I could come on.
No, I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's record next week's podcast.
I know.
Yeah,
I want a week off. I'm sorry if I've upset you, Tony. I don't mean it.
Do you think we could do a 12-hour?
No, I would want to kill myself. I'd rather be on fire.
Right. Well, that's definitely in the running.
Oh wow.
Currykitten, what have you got coming up that we can look forward to on your channel?
I will have my I give up on the Runcam Swift until I find another one, and I've got
Wait.
Oh, the Runcam Split. If you've got a little bit of wobble, because it's CMOS, it just ends up in terrible jello. And to be fair, I think having tried to tune the life out of this, I think I've got a motor or two which is sounding a little bit bearing funny. But I also got this to put on a fixed wing. This is an X6R, which is a FrSky stabilizing receiver.
Oh.
One weird thing about this though, which I found out, is you can bind it to the original Tyrannus and then it doesn't connect. You needed either a Tyrannus Plus or an X7 or a Horus or something, which I found bizarre because I thought they all had the same internal modules in them. But apparently the ones in the original Tyrannus are old and they don't work.
It works on
really?
Yeah.
Have you updated it?
Hmm?
Have you updated the module?
Yeah, I've got the latest firmware on there. I put the latest code on here and it binds it. And
update the firmware on the module. You know the pins out of the module.
Yeah.
And then you get one of those, and then download the XJD module.
Oh yeah, I've put latest X. What is it? X something. Yeah, it's XJT. It's got an internal XJT module in it.
Yeah, and you update it with that.
No, you can update that on the radio itself. You just say flash to internal device.
Oh, they fixed that. That's nice.
Yeah, so that all updated. It doesn't work, but you put it on the X7, which fortunately I had one, and that just works, which is bizarre. I was really confused by that. I've written to Free Sky to say, is this right? And of course, they haven't written back because they're not talking to me.
Oh, you have to wait.
Oh, yeah?
What the hell have you done?
Years. From 2012 to 17, and then they might answer.
Yeah. Eventually, they'll come on this podcast, and I'll be, hey, you didn't answer my email.
That's it.
Yeah. And then they subscribe to you.
Yes. Terrible. And I've got a B-Fight 210, which I think, Andy, did you have one of those? Which is just about.
Yeah, I got that. Where did you get that from?
Gearbest, yeah.
Yeah,
because
I like that one.
It was interesting because they said, what would you like to review? And I said, all these quads. And they said, we're all out of stock of all of those. And then for the next week, you reviewed every single one of those quads that I wanted. Oh my God, it's got all the good ones.
Do you know what it is? Like people mock Gearbest, but they have some of the best ready-to-fly quads. And the moment that I do a video, that happens, they sell out. And they don't get enough stock. So yeah, that's a problem. I see that too, though. When bigger YouTubers than me, they review other models, the same happens to me. So it's all about just sitting on their website and looking for new stuff, and then trying to be the first to request it is what I found. So there you go. You're gonna get them all now, and I won't get any. No, but they have some great models. In fact, bringing it back to the 6S. They've got this model that's absolutely bulletproof. It's called the Fury B Dart Max. It's a horrible name. Takes a 4 to 6S battery. Costs £150. Amazing bit of kit. So
it does, yeah. And
because I requested that, you can't go wrong, can you?
Yeah, it's got DYS motors. It takes a 6S. I battered it on a 6S as well. I thought eventually this thing's going to explode. I give it full throttle all around my field constantly. I landed it, and the motor's room temperature. So I was blown away. So
I saw your video on it, and my immediate thought was, is somebody going to come out, because you're flying your field, and there's obviously sort of a state there with houses, and it sounded so loud.
Yeah,
I was convinced that people were going to come out. And
so people say, what the hell's going on? People say to me, "What do you do with your quadcopters?" I give them to my neighbours, and that keeps them happy.
Keeps them sweet.
Yeah. So there you go.
My God, right? Yeah. Bye, Frank.
Frank. That's funny. Everyone calls him Frank. I love it. Even
I know. Mikey said, "Fun guys. I'm off. See you next week." No. Someone said they spit their Jack D out everywhere. Yeah, Mikey Dread. So I don't know what you said, but it was funny.
I don't know. Mikey Dread was trying to upload a video, but he said he can't until we've finished streaming because he loves it so much. So
Bandit TD Currykitten. I think I'm sorted for Saturday.
Oh, that maybe tells me that Bandit TD is Daryl. I think. Say yes if that's you, because we're trying to go out on Saturday to get some quads flying.
Cool.
Me and a few guys in the field. See what happens.
Give us all a shout out at LDO.
Yeah, I can do. This is recreational stuff. It may not get even filmed or put on YouTube. Believe it or not, that does happen occasionally.
Does that give you a bad conscience?
What, not recording everything?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm there thinking, oh, I'm having fun here, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll just put this on YouTube. Like last time we were just going out for fun. I ended up just following a quad round with a little micro, and I thought that's quite fun. I'll just stuff that on YouTube for you know, shits and giggles. But
I found that you have to have a balance between what you do for YouTube, and because you get to the point where you're like, am I doing this for YouTube or am I doing this to have fun? And when the answer is I'm doing this for YouTube, it sometimes stops being fun. So you have to have a real balance with that. It's something I struggle with.
Andy, I said do a bloody 2-minute video to music of you flying, even if it is.
Said, like, don't do it for YouTube, but now do it for YouTube.
I want Andy to do a video for YouTube, but for us, but for himself.
I'll do it. I tell you what, I'll do it for Tony, right? And I'll make the music as well.
Yeah, that's even better. Even better. I like that. You make the music, do the flying. It doesn't have to be flowy. It can be robotic. It can be mode 1.
It can be mode 1.
Gold, Tony, gold. Nailed it.
Tony, like, that was a bullseye. That was.
It was a ruse the entire time. He reeled me in.
I know.
Sorry, but please do it, Andy, because I think it'd be good to watch.
I'm planning on doing it, but one of the biggest criticisms I get is that I don't fly different spots. The reason I don't fly different spots is because I find that when I'm doing reviews, if I fly in the same spot, then it's easier to compare every single model I review to where I'm flying. So that's why I keep it the same. So I want to fly a different spot and do some music. And yeah, I want to do that. I'll do that just for you.
I look forward to that.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for everyone joining us tonight. Sorry Schizo wasn't here. I'm sure. I hope his emergency wasn't that bad of an emergency. We hope to get him on maybe next week. We'll have to see.
I'll message him next week. Tony, remind me.
Yeah, I will. I think you should see us out, Jack, because that's what you do.
Yep. Sorry if I've upset you, Tony. I do love you. Yeah. And also I've remembered to send you that link.
Thanks. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep. Let me just do that now before I forget, because I am. No, why don't you do an outro? Come on, Tone.
No, you do it, because this is what you do.
Thank you. You've been listening to Let's Drone On for all eternity. I hope you enjoyed the
3 hours.
3 hours. Currykitten is now welded to his chair.
It's got a bit sweaty.
I know. And David Windestal is not going to wake up tomorrow. AndyRC is asleep. And Tony is forever youthful.
Thank you. That's the nicest thing you've said in a long while.
I bought him a shirt. Look at this lovely shirt.
Yeah, but look at it.
I like it.
In public.
Yeah, you are. It's Rick and Morty, man. It's Rick and Morty.
Oh God, yeah. That is going to be a 18+ show.
Will you come on, David? Currykitten, if you want to come on, I'm getting drunk for the December show.
Like most people probably think you're drunk now.
I haven't drunk since 2011.
Can you imagine? I really don't think we should do it on. I think we should do it for your channel.
What, my own channel?
Yeah, could you imagine how bad?
Oh man, I know. I'm going to get hate.
So you don't want the reputation of this show to slip. It's so on point at the moment.
I think it would be more on topic.
Thanks, Mikey Dre and HBI guy, Davey Boy, droning on, Bloods, Ched UK.
Droning on was going to be the name of this show.
Oh my God! Thanks for everyone for tuning in for 3 hours.
Thank you. Yeah. Take care. Please. Did we die?